5-7 Video Game Podcast.
Guess who's back, suckers?
Stop leaning over. You're blocking me.
Absolutely. Now, people can see your shoulder. They can see your shoulder.
Keep leaning over.
Welcome to Level 857 Video Game Podcast. We discuss game topics, events, and releases. You guys remember who this is. Last time it was chocolate in my seat, but I'm back to take my throne. It's Turbo 857.
You never had a throne.
It's Al G857.
It's the 23rd Stallion.
And we got Stikz over here.
Oh, no, he's not here.
He's invisible.
He's invisible right
shit.
there, but he is here.
He'll be showing up a little bit later in the podcast, but we also have our fifth member.
Oh, yes.
Big Choco.
Big
What's up,
Choco.
what's up, what's up? How's everybody doing?
Fresh off that
It's Big
loss on the
Choco.
Versus.
I need to get some like music to throw this graphic
me?
on.
Don't worry about it. I'm
Seriously.
Well, first of all, I got scammed.
just going to mumble it. They haven't seen it yet, so I can't say anything.
Yeah, whatever.
Spoiler alert.
Anyways, I mean, Stikz is here, but he's standing so still you can't see him.
That's true.
He hasn't materialized yet.
Yeah,
Nope.
He will appear before everybody's eyes in a few minutes.
hopefully.
We'll see what happens.
But we will
You
continue
got to
without him.
say the magic words. Flippity floppy floo.
I thought it was bow wheat, grind out wheat, and anybody.
Oh, yeah.
Ah.
That's actually pretty cool.
He brought
It
it
didn't
back.
work.
He brought it
Didn't
back.
Yeah, dog.
It didn't work.
All right.
Now, before we begin, does anyone have any cool news that you want to share
Cool
with the listener? Yes,
Cool
cool
news.
news, not bad news. There's been a lot of bad news in the news. I'm not going to go into it, but
Why don't, we just get into the topic?
Really, dude? Who just...
you want to get into it? All right,
Yeah,
cool.
that went
Yeah,
on
we
a
just get into
tangent
the topic.
for no
man.
reason.
All right. E3 has happened, and everyone wants to hear what we think. You guys already started it last time, but we're going to get my thoughts, right? We're going to get my thoughts.
Stop looking at the
about-
camera. Talk to us.
No, we got to talk. No, we
This
talk
isn't the
to the
Kev show.
people.
This
we
isn't the
talk
Kev
to the
show.
people.
You've been gone a week and you're already ruining the show. What the fuck's wrong with you? Last week we spoke about what? Ubisoft,
Yeah.
EA,
Yeah.
and Microsoft.
It was basically Xbox all day.
Yeah,
Yeah,
mostly. I mean, because EA stunk. And no one really cared. They had like one thing that they announced. That was Anthem, and you know, Anthem looked dope, but I mean, it's a mass multiplayer online.
I like Anthem. I thought it looked cool.
Nope.
I think the Gears of War 5 thing looks cool. You got
too.
the Kate chick. She's in the lead role or something like that. It looks pretty cool.
I'm excited for that game.
Interesting to see how Gears 5 turns out. I was waiting for them to do an announcement.
Before we go on to Sony and Nintendo, let me ask you, since you weren't here that other last week, what do you think about the Battletoads announcement?
I was just about to talk about Battletoads.
I just want to know what was your thoughts?
I thought, well, from the news, it's awesome. It's a 3-player, 2.5D, and it's going to be like cartoony graphics, even though we didn't really see what it looks like at E3. But I'm excited about the announcement. I think it looks awesome. I think it's going to look awesome when it finally comes out. And I'm glad they're doing 3 players. You know, they usually have a habit of doing Battletoads games where always one of them or 2 of them gets captured. You know, and I'm like,
That's like the worst thing ever.
imagine if they had a Turtles game, but it's like, it's 3 players, Leonardo's captured, you save him. Next game, sorry, Raphael's captured this time. It's stupid.
Yeah.
That'd be ridiculous.
That's very dumb. But
I think it had to do with the technical limitations of Nintendo.
and the funny thing, it's not even tough
You
to.
know what I mean?
What was it? Now,
Yes.
Super Nintendo when they captured Zits or whatever. I'm like,
Yes.
how hard is it to make a Toad with gloves? I mean,
Yeah.
You're that lazy to like. Come on, man.
Nah, it's just
fucking
they didn't have the technology back then.
The Game Boy one, yeah, that's when Zitz and no, hold on, yeah, I think it was Pimple and Rash was captured. And you were Zitz, or you were one of them.
Right.
It's like, but 2 of the
They got to stop
'cause it was
that
one
shit.
player,
Well,
so-
I'm glad it's
Yeah.
3 players.
3
I'm glad they
players,
got
just
rid
like
of
the
that stuff.
arcade.
You would think that they would learn by now, like, stop getting captured.
tough.
It's
Halo,
supposed to be tough.
Halo Infinite, I guess that's a cool. We knew that Halo was eventually going to come along. I hope they go back to the split screen co-op, you know, local co-op. Bring that back.
Couch
I hope
co-op.
so.
You know, yeah, I liked Halo 3. That was the last one I played, and I thought that was pretty epic.
I
you know?
think when it comes to the first persons, when you're on the 5th or 6th sequel, what is there left to do?
You got to tell a really great
You
story.
got to reinvent it.
And you got to,
Kind of gotta war it. You know what I'm saying? Like
gotta
kind of
reinvent it.
like kind of stay on the same, but
yeah.
you gotta do something completely.
Well, it's the same with
You gotta go off a bit.
Tomb Raider did the same thing. It got kind of stale. It was the same shit over and
Yeah.
over again, and then they re-envisioned it and
That looked
changed
nice.
the whole franchise.
At the Xbox conference,
Oh,
the
that
Tomb
Tomb Raider?
Raider
Tomb
show,
Raider was nice.
Oh,
Yeah.
look, that looked amazing.
Yeah.
that
it
looked
did
pretty
look
awesome.
That looked
Yeah,
amazing.
man.
This is going to go into the Nintendo announcement
But
when we
don't-
talk about
Oh,
Switch.
okay.
No, we-
But
Not Nintendo first. We're gonna do Sony first.
Tales of Vesperia,
Wait. Is
Definitive Edition.
it fair to talk about Sony without the Sony
No, we'll
mascot?
wait. No, we'll,
That's true.
we'll talk about Nintendo, and then Stikz will appear, and we'll talk about
I mean,
Sony. We can do
I
that.
mean, you can't see it in the because I got this blocking me, but I do have a PlayStation T-shirt on. I
That's
ain't a
hilarious.
mascot though. I'm not a mascot.
I
But
mean,
t-
yeah, go
Tales,
ahead.
Tales, of Vesperia, Definitive Edition, is an awesome announcement. All right, it's going to be better on the Switch.
It's kind of old. Stop knocking that over. And it's kind of I love the game. It's probably one of my favorite Tales games, but it's kind of old though. It's pretty like what 5 years old?
10.
I'm sorry, it's 10 years old.
It's 10 years old. Yeah,
That's a
10 years old.
decade.
I think it has the best cast. So I think it has of all the Tales games that we played thus far that we've beaten, and we've beaten almost all of them except for Zestiria and Berseria.
You
and,
forgot about Abyss.
Zillia 2.
You forgot about Abyss also.
How often do they come out with a Tales game?
It's too much.
Every year?
Not every year.
It feels
Almost
like
every
it.
It
like
feels
every
like it,
other
though.
year.
It feels like it.
It's a lot.
By the time we beat 1, 2 come out. Like 2 come
And
out in
the-
the time it takes
And
us
the
to
thing
beat
is,
1.
It's 4 players. They're all 4 players. Like the 4 of us could play the games, pick characters, you learn different techniques and stuff like that. It's a real-time battle, so it's fucking fun. But god damn, they're fucking long.
many.
Some of the dungeons,
Yeah,
I'll
yeah.
fall asleep while I'm playing.
Not even side quests. They're like 70-hour, 80-hour games without counting side quests.
What?
We
No,
know
they're
it's like-
long
we never do side
games.
quests.
That's
That's
like
a massive commitment.
It's like Dragon Quest style type shit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But the
It's
thing
like-
is,
it's like
games
80
like that would
80
be
plus.
They would be fun back in the day because nowadays they come out with so many
Right.
open world games. Nowadays, no one has time for that shit.
Yeah.
Back in the day, you'll just buy that one game and you'll be like,
Right.
"Yo, I could play this for like 6, 7
Yeah,
months,"
man.
Right,
and
right.
you're good.
I
But
don't need a new game.
exactly, no one has time for that shit.
No.
I don't care who you are, you liars. No one has time for a God of War 4, what's that? Horizon, State of Decay 2, like all these open world games. That's why I play one at a time. The Zelda game. I've been dying to play that. I need to make sure I have no games. That shit's gonna take up my life.
Persona 5 is another one that's
Yeah.
freaking long, man.
That's a long
I
game,
started
too.
playing that, and I'm like 20 hours in, and I'm like, damn, this freaking game is long.
Ooh, I'm glad you said Persona. I don't know why it reminded me of
Don't say Persona 6.
No, it reminded me of
No, I gotta beat
it
this
reminded
shit
me
up.
of your game that's coming out in September, Fist of the North Star, the Yakuza game, and
Oh,
they have
okay.
an early review about it. They said if you like Fist of the North Star, if you're a fan of Fist of the North Star, this is a game that you're gonna
That game looks awesome.
you're gonna want to have.
Really?
Yeah, it's getting, I saw a lot of videos on it.
I
Oh my
want
God.
them.
It's major meathead.
I still
major
want
meathead shit going on.
Tecmo Koei, if I'm pronouncing their name properly. I want them to come out with a Ken Rage 3 because Ken Rage 2 was bleh. Ken
You know what?
Rage
They don't even
1
have to
was
do
awesome.
that, dude. You don't even have to do that. Just go on this blueprint. Do it on the Yakuza style. Except add stuff to it. Make a multiplayer, DLCs, and all that shit. Make characters selectable.
First, I gotta play and see how it is. I don't know if you can
Have you
make
seen that
multi-
video?
It looks awesome, but we don't know if it's multi-character choice. It's just looks like Kenshiro.
If,
You know,
I
it's
mean,
like,
from people who like Fist of the North Star, they need Ray to be selectable. If Ray's not selectable, then seriously,
True.
like, come on.
True.
How is no one else except for Kenshiro selectable? Some sort of DLC
well,
or
that's the
something.
thing. You know, if Koei, Tecmo, Megaforce, if they get their hands on it, it's going to be another game where you have a lot of characters. You know, it's like, and they kind of messed up their opportunity with Ken Rage 2. So, you know, but no,
We'll see.
I'll give this game a chance.
We'll see.
You know, it's also got, I think they're going to have Black Belt, you know, in there as well. Like, I
But
think
the old
the
game?
old one is when it was branded with Fist of North Star. So it's like that's gonna the 8-bit one I think is
Not
supposed to be in
again.
it too. So I'm looking forward to playing it because it's Sega. It's back with Sega.
So before
Okay.
before Stikz
with it.
arrives, did you want to jump into Nintendo and just wait for
Yeah, let's jump into Nintendo right there. I'll say one more thing about what I liked about the Xbox conference real quick. Cuphead DLC look cool. You know, you got what is that, Miss Chalice?
Chalice.
She looks interesting.
with
That did look
one
cool.
new island,
Mhm.
new bosses, new stages,
That looks cool.
new frustration. Am I the only one at this table and soon to be Stikz that has beaten
Cuphead, yes.
Cuphead?
I haven't even played it.
I'm actually close to
I haven't
beating
played Cuphead.
Really? I'm telling you, you guys gotta get on the multiplayer and experience
No.
what we
The pain?
went
No,
through.
I don't think I want to.
No,
I
but
saw you-
no,
I saw the videos.
No, but you
Pain
gotta
and
listen.
Rage?
I don't wanna
It's
do
one
that.
of my greatest gaming accomplishments. Beating that game multiplayer was just like, holy shit, this is what old difficulty used to be like. Battletoads type shit.
We're already doing that though. Enter
What?
the Gungeon.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
That's the same. That's the same.
It's the
yeah,
same.
I
It's the
agree.
same.
That's
that
definitely the
sounds
same.
like torture.
You know, it's worse because
There's no save.
It's worse because there's no save.
You just gotta play
when you
straight through.
die, you start all the way back.
I read about that too. I was
and
like,
you lose everything. It's
I was like,
no.
don't you save some stats or something? Some some weapons or some
Nope.
shit?
Not,
No.
When the game's off, it's over.
no, it's over. It's over.
So to do everything in one shot.
Yep.
Yep.
How hard is that?
That's hard.
That's fucked up.
How long is the
It's
game?
tough. I think it's six
stages,
levels.
like 5 or 6
Six
stages,
chambers,
and I
yeah.
think a secret one, which I give zero fucks about
Right.
the secret one.
Yeah.
Because if I beat the sixth
and
one,
it's
I'm done.
randomized every time, so you can't figure out a pattern.
Yeah.
It's like you just
Boss is randomized,
Everything
stage
is
is
random.
randomized,
Everything is
items randomized every time we play.
Wow.
Fuck that
At
game.
least you get different.
So-
yeah, at least see something different.
you kind of get like as you play it though, you kind of get used to
Yeah.
it. So like now stage 1, we played it how many fucking times? Stage 1,
Oh my god, don't even.
but we
Oh,
got
fuck
we
it,
get
fuck
through
it.
it. Now we know you get familiar
You
with the enemies.
do get better though.
You get
do
better. You
yeah.
get familiar with the enemies, and each stage they get harder and harder. But my God,
Will you guys be able to beat it? Will you guys be able to beat
If we
it?
keep playing, we'll beat it.
Yeah, no, I think we
Okay,
can.
beat it.
Yeah, I think we can.
Because
eventually
I
beat
think we learned how to revive each other.
it. Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah,
like,
yeah.
maybe we should get more hearts also.
Yeah.
So it's like, all right.
Because we're still figuring out the game.
Yeah.
as we're playing.
Because you get
so-
items, there's items that don't
Right.
have a description of what they are.
Right.
And they cost money. It's like,
Even-
should I
even
buy
if
this?
you-
I don't know what the fuck it does.
Right. So you waste money on it,
Yeah.
and then you
And it's
die.
garbage.
Yo,
and
you
then
just
you're
gotta
like,
roll the dice. son.
Yeah, that's what it is. It's
Pretty
Roll
much.
the dice.
That's
Pretty
crazy.
much, it's a trial and error game.
It's fucked up.
Let me
More
see.
like an error.
Kev,
But,
one
yeah.
question for you.
Yeah.
One question for you, because you didn't mention it. What'd you think of Devil May Cry 5?
Oh, that looks awesome. That looks.
Why do you
freaking-
ask Kevin, not me?
No, and
I
I like.
played all of them.
Because we spoke about it.
Why are you leaving me out?
I like that Nero.
Sorry,
I like that Nero, brother Nero.
No.
I like that Nero and Dante don't look the same. You know, they actually have different haircuts, and it's cool.
Well, Dante looks old as shit.
Yeah, he looks like he's 3,000 years
And
old.
and
He
Nero
does look
looks
old.
like Dante in the DMC.
I thought it was
Yes,
Dante.
With, with
Exactly,
white
yeah.
hair, he does.
Wow.
Yeah, he actually does look like that. But I'm interested. Yeah, he's got that metal, that cybernetic arm or whatever that he's got. Trying to look for probably his old arm.
Yeah, I'm like, who's badass enough to cut his arm off?
Yeah, it's
You know?
yeah, seriously, and it looks good. It looks
Yeah.
awesome, and DMC, you know, like the Devil May Cry is an awesome series. So
Yeah,
I'm
but-
looking
is
forward
no,
to it.
wait, you almost said it. You said DMC,
Yeah.
and
It's
that's
not.
different.
I know.
That's
That's like,
But
but
you know what's fucked up though? I was waiting for that sequel.
You want that
sequel to
sequel?
that.
DMC was
Because
dope.
I played it
did.
twice.
I enjoyed it.
I beat it
DMC was
twice.
dope.
Mhm.
DMC
It
was
was.
dope.
I beat it on the 360, and then I bought it again on the PS4, and I beat it again, and it was just as good. Like
Yeah.
they revamped the frame rate and everything.
yep.
Awesome
60
freaking
frames.
game.
It was a great game.
Awesome
Yeah,
game.
it's beautiful.
And it ended on such a damn cliffhanger that's like, yo,
And they're not going to continue that
and they're
story.
not
I
going to
guess, huh?
continue it, man.
Damn.
It wasn't
bullshit.
really a cliffhanger.
No, well, it was a complete story, but they kind of ended it off. I don't want to spoil it.
Yo, if you
I
haven't
don't wanna
played that
spoil
game
it.
by
This
now,
game's
then
mad
I
old
don't wanna
now. If you
spend.
haven't played it by now, turn
Yeah,
this
well.
off.
Oh well, spoiler alert!
Yeah,
spoiler
spoiler.
alert! Spoiler alert! All right, we're gonna talk
Sure.
about it now. So, I mean, when Dante defeats Virgil, and
Virgil is they set it up for a sequel.
I know there was DLC with Virgil that I played through, and
I have it too.
Yeah, and he just became
Mhm.
he started becoming the Lord of the Underworld,
Right.
pretty much, and
Right.
that was it.
The ending I saw though was like Dante beat Virgil, right? And then the $1 Million Man comes out.
Stop it.
No,
Stop.
I'm joking.
Dude.
Nobody's
Listen,
watching
listen,
this
listen,
podcast
listen.
anymore.
Holy
Listen,
crap! That reference is so bad.
No. For
Nobody
people
watched.
to keep in tune into the podcast, to care about what we're talking about, when you throw a horrible monkey wrench that is so terrible,
It's so dated.
It makes
Yo,
so
it's
dated.
so dated.
Half the people, actually more than half the people, have no idea what that reference is. And the only one it makes happy is
Right.
you.
No,
Right.
Why do you keep doing shit like
Why?
that?
Yo, did you
Nobody
see his
gets that
face when
reference.
he
He's so
said
happy.
it?
He gives zero
He
fucks.
was
That's such
so
an
Zero fucks.
obscure
He
reference.
was
No
so-
one knows what it
Yo,
is.
he was so excited to say
Neither
it.
dog man Virgil. No one knows. Jesus fucking Christ.
He was so excited to say that.
It was
my
fucking
God.
terrible.
Oh my god.
He was so
Sorry.
amped.
All right, you want to go into Nintendo?
But let's start off with some Nintendo. Stikz did just text
Yeah.
me. He's like 5 minutes away.
What do you think, Kev? Let's talk about this Nintendo.
So the list that we have here before Kev gets all crazy was Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu, Let's Go Eevee.
What?
Yeah.
What the fuck is that?
Hey, what the hell did you just say?
I'll play it.
It's a Pokemon game.
Pokemon Let's Go Eevee and Let's Go Pikachu is, I think, is a game freak.
Kev, you don't play Pokemon.
Doesn't matter. I know.
But
I
he
don't.
knows everything Nintendo.
You
I
can't
don't-
describe it if you don't.
I don't play Pokemon, but I know about the games. I know. So this is like Nintendo. This is Game Freak. That's the development studio who handles the Pokemon games. This is their way of trying to bridge the gap between the casual fans that went crazy over Pokemon Go and the mainstream fans who like the mainline Pokemon games that have been coming on Nintendo portables forever.
So they're watering it down, basically,
Kind
for the
of.
casual audience.
Isn't it multiplayer also?
Yes. They're putting they're just. I guess they're trying to. They're going into a path to try to kind of bridge both
Because the thing
fans
that,
together.
the thing that got Pokemon, the games I'm talking about,
Pokemon.
is the RPG element.
Yes,
The
that's
original,
still
like
there.
the Game Boy, like RPG element.
Yeah, and from what I'm saying, that's still there. Except it's like there's less Pokemon. I think there's less grinding a little bit. It's more casual. So it's like it's not the real meaty Pokemon
Pick up and
mainline
play.
game. Yeah, there's gonna be a Pokemon game next year for the mainline hardcore fans of it.
Right.
And hopefully the casual fans that pick up this Eevee stuff will look into that as well. But it looks good. It looks interesting. I don't like Pokemon. I've never bought one Pokemon game.
I
You know
have
what?
played the Pokemon game for Game Boy.
Mhm.
I played. It was like the first one.
Mhm.
It was like fire and water or whatever. I
The
can't
fuck is the
remember.
difference?
Green emeralds. It's like it's
No, it was Pokemon Red and Blue. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Those were the first. That was like literally the first Pokemon game that came out for Game Boy, and it was cool. Like
right.
you walk around. It's like an RPG, but you're battling with monsters instead of people.
Yeah, it's
That's
the
it.
people who love Pokemon.
And,
You know
and-
what, though?
And like some of the monsters are very cool. Like Eevee, for example.
Right.
If I remember correctly. It can either stay like this base level, or you can alter it with an element, so it has elemental powers. It can go like lightning, water Pokemon, earth, fire, and I guess that might be the appeal for Eevee.
You could just
So
kind
because
of
you can just alter it instead of having Pikachu, which is a lightning Pokemon, you can just go any way, any direction.
You can't you can never customize Pikachu. He's always lightning.
Yeah, always
Well,
lightning.
she's always lightning. I think
Always
right? She-
lightning.
yeah. Jeez.
You know what though? There's two franchises from Nintendo that I'll never get into, and I tried, but I just can't get into. It's Pokemon and Animal Crossing.
Animal Crossing.
I can't either of those games.
I'm
I
not
can't fuck
interested in
with
either
them.
one of them.
I can't
ever.
fuck with
At
those
all
games.
times. I'm never interested.
I've actually
Yeah.
tried Animal Crossing, and I'm just like, it's not for me.
I haven't even
It's not
tried
really-
Animal Crossing.
I
Nothing
tried it.
about
Actually,
makes me
I'm gonna
wanna
add
play
a
it.
third
I
one
was
to
like,
that, Al.
ooh.
Pikmin.
But- You know what? I'd actually try that too.
I won't ever.
I
I like
tried.
killing them and
I
smashing them.
like
I don't-
Pikmin.
I don't get it.
You don't get it?
I don't get it.
Once it clicks, I'm telling you, I remember when I first played Pikmin, I was like, this looks so stupid.
It's
this
like an
guy looks like,
RTS. Like
Eric
a-
calls him Phil Collins. Oliver, it's like, he's got like, it just looks stupid. It's all clay. I was like, but you know what? Real-time strategy, let me pick it up. And I hate it for a few minutes, but once it clicked, it got addicting. And I
just-
love it. I beat
just don't-
1 and 3, and I'm like, it's awesome. Once it clicks, it's like, boom.
Right. Well, they all three of those franchises have huge audiences, and a lot of people like those games. So
Yes.
obviously, but it's just not for me, man. This is not for me.
I'll tell you how it.
just can't.
And speaking of which, and since we're on the topic of Nintendo Switch, that Pikmin looked. It did not look like a game I would like. And when I played it, and I eventually clicked for me, I love it. And speaking of E3, also there's DLC for this game, which I'm now intrigued by, which you own.
Oh, you told me about this. Yeah.
Mario versus. I
Yeah,
actually
yeah.
bought that digitally,
Yeah.
and I am addicted to that
Which
game.
game?
Mario plus Rabbids
You know what's
Kingdom
fucked up?
Battle. I am addicted to that game.
I'm on the last. I'm actually right at the end, and then I
Mm-hmm.
stopped playing it because Mario Odyssey came out,
right.
and I forgot about it. And I literally.
Oh, you never beat it.
Kev,
Oh.
Yeah. Well, when you sent me that, I
Al,
was like,
Al
oh,
stockpiles
fuck.
games, gets to the end
Forgot
and
about
stops and gets a new one.
He's like, I'm at the boss. Let me get a new one.
Fuck this boss. What's the new game out?
I'm looking for. We're gonna start streaming those 2-player ones because that looks interesting. We get two
Hell yeah.
people each because
Hell
right
yeah.
now you control like a team of 3 people. But I'm like, oh, hold on, 2 players, you control 2 people each. I'm like,
Y'all should stream that.
we're gonna stream that
Yeah,
real
just
soon,
stream
probably Sunday.
Yo,
Sunday
the
we'll
game
stream.
is the game is
Yeah,
fun.
buddy.
Yeah, the game.
Mad addictive.
It was very addictive. I was like, yo, I did not think. I looked at this game and I was like, when it first got announced,
No,
I was
it's
like,
a-
this game. I'm like, really, Ubisoft?
No, because it's turn based, but it's not turn based because it's kind of like a tactical RPG.
it's
kinda.
It reminds me of like Fire Emblem with guns. Like
Yes.
it's like a little bit. Like they say SOCOM. I never played the SOCOM
It's
game.
like SOCOM. I played SOCOM. It's like SOCOM in that like you have to take cover, and it's
Positioning
like
is important.
positioning, the height,
Yeah.
your characters that you move around and shit, and like their
You
vantage,
upgrade their skill. I'm like
vantage point.
buying weapons. I'm like, this is crazy. I'm like, I looked at this game. I did not think I would like
It's
it.
deep, man.
Yeah. So the
It's
Donkey
Mario.
Kong.
You love all Mario.
So I bought that
No, it's good.
and the Donkey Kong DLC because they had a sale. They had an E3 sale on there. It
Oh, you
was
bought
like
the DLC too?
Yeah, it was like $50 for
shit.
everything, for the whole damn thing. So I was just like, let me give it a shot. Al loves it. I'm like, this game's awesome. It's fucking awesome. It is an awesome.
Now
freaking
moving
game.
on to the next game that Nintendo had on there. I mean, I don't know if this was the next one up, but it was I'm not so sure of the full title, but I know it was the Yoshi game.
Yoshi came out. I thought they said
Didn't come out, but they
mean,
announced.
not-
They talked about it.
they talked about a little bit. Okay, it's delayed till 2019. That looks interesting.
Yeah. I'm not a Yoshi guy.
Me neither.
I'm not a Kirby guy either. Like the Kirby All-Star game came out,
And
I'm
the
like,
All-Star game wasn't bad. It was just too. What's the right word that I don't offend?
Kirby.
cutesy,
Yeah, it was too just.
and it's easy. It's like it's
let's make friends.
They were never
But the
tough,
gameplay wasn't
They're never
bad.
tough, yeah.
It wasn't bad. It was multiplayer, which is cool. But I mean,
I wish it was 60 frames.
I don't think.
who gives a fuck?
I don't think we're the generation for Kirby though, man.
I don't think
the
so
demographic,
No,
right? Yeah,
I
we
mean,
might not be the
But
demographic.
Kirby came out when we first started
Yeah,
playing
but it was
games,
kitty then. It was like-
Excellent
And he's
point.
always stayed the same.
yeah.
And I just was never into that.
Like Kirby games were never tough.
Though
Like-
it sounds messed up, he's fun to kill. In
Especially in
Smash Brothers.
Smash.
No, he is, right? When you
Especially in
power
Smash.
up the Ganondorf
Oh
punch,
yeah, and you hit him,
he's there.
and he-
Wow, he's gone. It's like Jigglypuff. They're gone. I fucking love it. So
Yo,
keep
he
them.
disappears with the quickness.
I love that stuff.
It's a giant target.
The cool announcements, which would have been better, they were leaked ahead of time. The Fortnite announcement.
Whoa, dude, you're just going ahead. Of
Well, I was
things.
going to go. You want to still
I'm
talk about
still-
Kirby?
I'm trying to delay like the announcements till Stikz arrives. Because
the-
I know he wants to talk about Fortnite a little bit.
Does he?
But though I know he won't have anything. Actually, no, he'll have a little bit to say about this. So you know what? How about I mean, I don't think anyone owns Super Mario Party, though that
Hell
was,
no.
I mean, they usually get pretty. I mean, Kev, you're like the
Mario-
number one Mario guy.
I
Actually,
owned
Al's the
Super
number one Mario guy.
I owned Super Mario Party, but I like bootlegged it though.
But was-
Damn.
You're never gonna get me. You'll never get me.
Why did you say that?
Oh, what about
Nintendo's like, what's your Switch, LG?
Oh, what about-
Not smart.
what about this game?
I don't recommend it. No.
What about Overcooked 2?
Oh, we're currently.
We gotta get you on. We
We
gotta
are
get you
about-
on. You need to get
You're
on.
You're gonna wait for Stikz to.
Well, I mean,
No, we're about to beat Overcooked 1. you
Actually,
know,
we talked
so-
about it last time.
Yeah, it's like
a little bit.
Yeah.
for Overcooked 2. Whoa, that looks awesome. Though you can throw.
I watched
ingredients.
it. I was like, this.
Speaking of which,
That's gonna
we're
be awesome.
right at the end.
We're at
too,
the
man.
last boss.
We're
Yeah,
at the
we're
last
right.
boss.
We're at the last boss, and we're gonna kill that.
And
We're gonna kill that.
It's a very, very, very difficult.
Stressful.
Game.
Last boss.
It's
Oh, yo, yes. Oh my
I
God.
was thinking about it. I was like,
You
this
need to be
long.
in sync with your team. Right?
Oh my God.
God.
It's a
Yo.
It's a cool challenge though.
You
It's-
have to be.
if
in
one of
sync, like-
if one of us fucks up, it's over. It's
Yeah,
over.
no,
It's
you
over.
start
It's
over
over.
again.
Really?
But you
Literally.
get overwhelmed because I remember I think it was this past I think it was me last time because it was
Yeah,
a
no, it
stage we
was you.
did and we were moving. It was the little confined
And
kitchen.
you said I can't.
I said,
yo,
dude,
guys, I don't know what's going on.
I don't know what's going on. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. I'm sorry. I don't know
Your
what
brain
to do.
just shuts off. You're just like, ah.
that shit is.
Every week it's somebody different who just
Yeah.
breaks down. It's just like, wait, if Kev's in a certain condition,
Yeah.
he'll be like, he starts fucking laughing while we're all suffering.
It happened
Like,
to
yo.
me with the fryer. I remember that shit. And I was like, oh man, I can't. I
man,
can't deal with this.
You're
right
making pizzas and burgers. It's
No,
like-
when they start mixing the recipes,
now. Yeah.
It's
yeah,
like,
it's like, dude, come on, man. I can't even.
and they got new recipes in Overcooked too.
They got sushi. They
Throwing
got
ingredients,
Not
four
looking
player
forward to it.
madness.
Well, I'm
Sushi
looking
you don't
forward.
have to cook, so you know.
It's
raw.
dude. It's
Nah, you gotta-
it's-
you gotta boil it,
chop
you
it.
gotta
You
roll
gotta
it.
chop
Boil the
the shit.
rice.
The rice you gotta boil.
Yep.
Oh my gosh,
Oh.
it's
And,
like
and if you're on point until like the last 5 seconds, and the person just like stalls a little
Right.
bit at the end, and you have to do the whole thing over again.
Like it happened to me.
Yeah, it happened to you and me.
I was like,
No,
they were like, come on now, serve it.
but
I'm like,
but it's one of the funnest. It's one of the funnest multiplayer games I've
is.
played.
I
It's
think yeah, it's
extremely.
definitely is it.
It's so fun.
probably one of the most satisfying moments
It
is
is.
when you complete a stage.
No, really is.
Everybody together.
Dude,
You're just like,
if you watch any of the streams, it's like,
No, how many follow finishes do we have? How many
Oh
follow finishes do we have? Like we just like
By a
the
second?
plate just hits it at the last freaking second,
Yeah.
and it goes over the star, the third star that we needed to
Oh,
no,
when you-
see.
when you
Overcooked
need that-
is a great game.
when you really need that star and you beat it already, you got that star, and then it's like you got time to kill, so you're just like, man.
I wish Catastronauts was on E3. Like that looks like an awesome.
When's that
Overcooked
coming out?
test. Sometime this year. Same as Dragon Mark for Death. Another
Are
4-player.
you sure that's not the same developer?
It's
Because
not.
it looks
Nah.
the same.
The
Dragon Marked
exactly
for
the
Death?
same.
developer for Overcooked
No,
is Team 17.
Maybe
and
it
it's
was
not.
the same art designer.
It looks.
Art.
Well, they just stole the shit out of it. It's like
Yeah,
they just-
it looks
they just-
exactly like
It looks similar, except instead of cooking, you're
What's the
maintaining.
name of the game?
I hope it's good.
Catastronauts. Catastronauts.
Catastronauts.
I hope it's good.
Yeah, it's basically Overcooked, except you're in a ship.
You have to pilot the ship.
You're piloting the ship and you're fixing the ship up while you're getting attacked. Some people, I think, man the guns. Some people put out the fires. Some people, you're doing different jobs amongst the ship.
And you gotta make sure you don't kill your people while you're doing it.
You can kill
gotta
people?
You can kill your people.
You
Yeah.
can kill your people.
You
Oh,
kill your
shit.
people by accident. You see people like going out, they're getting sucked out into space. It's foul because of a mistake. That's gonna be it's gonna be like Overcooked, but it looks like the premise looks awesome, so it's crazy.
No, those games are very rewarding. They're very fucking fun. I'm very excited for Overcooked too. I'm glad that I'm glad and I'm pissed off that it's coming out so soon because we're about to finish this one and we're gonna be starting another. Well, we're starting 9 Parchments
9 Parchments
right
yeah.
after that, and then
Mercenary Kicks.
Mercenary Kings, and then Overcooked.
Although I don't think 9 Parchments is going to be that.
It'll be. We'll go through it.
I don't think it'll be.
It's not that.
Not as long as Overcooked. I'll tell you that.
No.
Overcooked is special because it's like you needed those stars to access stages. After we beat World 2, the freaking we had to have more stars. We had to replay stages and stuff like that,
Yeah.
But
Good thing we did them on 2 players because it's a lot.
we're gonna do that for Overcooked too. It's like if we need stars, we're gonna be like, okay,
That's
2
a
players
great
gonna take it
idea.
down,
That's a good idea.
and we're only gonna stream just the stages
Because it keeps the show flowing. Though.
Yeah, it keeps it flowing. That's true. It keeps everything flowing.
I think Stikz is basically walking in now. So while we're
We'll talk about Tales of Vesperia.
No, we won't. Let me ask you what
Damn.
you think about Xenoblade 2 Toma. You don't even know what that is because you didn't even see E3. Did you?
Sorry, yes I did.
saw something.
Excuse me, and I've beaten Xenoblade 1 and 2, Chronicles, 1 and 2, so yes.
Oh, really?
This game, Golden Country, takes place, it's a prequel, takes place 500 years before the main game.
Damn it.
And it looks freaking interesting. I might
Anything
pick it
Nintendo.
up.
Yeah.
I might pick it up. It looks really, really good. You get
Why do
to
they do that though, man?
You get to see how the Blade Jin fell into despair
now
and
we're
became
going-
a villain.
Why do they do that in
I don't
games?
even know what that is.
The one thing that I gotta say though, man, why do they do that in games? They make the first game, then they make a sequel, and in the third game, a prequel. Why do they do that? Why is this
They
a
do
trend?
that a lot. They do that
Why
a
is
lot.
this a trend?
I'll tell you why. Because they don't know where to go from there. They have no fucking
They're
clue.
stalling.
They're stalling.
They're like,
It's
that's what they do with Gears.
What's the story?
Yeah.
No, man.
That's what they do with
Speaking
Gears.
of stalling,
But it was
hold
the
up.
fourth one.
There we go. Here he is.
Oh shoot!
Where right out of nowhere. Hold up.
Hold on,
Use
wait.
my magic.
We need like pyrotechnical.
Use your magic.
Hold
Use
on.
your magic.
Yeah, you just
We
move
need
the
a smoke
camera.
bomb. Where's the
okay.
smoke bomb?
You move the camera. You
it's
move the camera.
alive.
Put your hands
He's
up.
alive. He's
Put your hands up,
alive.
Put your hands up, y'all.
Put your hands up. Oh, no,
You're moving the camera.
He moved the camera. That
Stop moving
wasn't
the
smooth.
camera.
That wasn't smooth.
You hit the
Sticks.
camera. You hit the camera.
All right, now it's time to stand up because you're
All right,
stalling
yeah.
too long.
All right, we know where you are.
Stalling. Now we're over it. We're over
Yeah.
it. All right, there you go. Oh, you're moving the table.
Oh, man. Oh, shit. Oh,
He
man.
fucked up the whole intro.
Yo,
He destroyed the whole set.
Yo, we hyped him up
Yo,
and
you know
everything.
we should do a smoke machine.
That was fucking terrible,
Sticks
dude.
I'm gonna get a smoke
I did it
machine
on
next time.
purpose. Sticks has arrived, yo.
Now,
Smoke machine for next time someone is late.
I'm on the camera on purpose. I tripped on purpose.
no, now that Sticks is here, in addition,
I hit my head.
in addition to the E3 discussion, this is also the 2-year anniversary for Level 857 Video Game Entertainment Channel. And by extension, the Level 857 Video Game Podcast.
How's
2 years.
Yeah.
Hell's yes.
We're on 2 years.
2 years, yo.
And
Right.
growing.
Absolutely. We grow by the minute.
Oh, we're growing.
We grow
Subscribe.
by the minute.
Subscribe.
Is that creepy?
Subscribe,
Watch us,
follow.
watch us grow.
Absolutely.
Before I get to the next game on it, we started the Nintendo because we wanted to wait for you for the Sony, but
Okay.
we're stalling for the big titles on Nintendo. Now, before I announce the next one, can I get another beer because I really want one?
Nope.
I'll take a Heineken. We just spoke about Overcooked 2, but we're going to talk about my favorite, or my second favorite, or my first favorite, Fire Emblem 3 Houses.
Yes.
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 What's wrong with you?
Yes. Yes.
Yo, fix
Next
my
game,
face.
let me say.
Yes. Yes.
Yo,
Yes. Yes.
Fix your face.
Yes. Yes.
Game looks more polished than any of the 3DS
Thank you, sir.
offerings, obviously, because the Switch is a lot more powerful. And it's the first time that Fire Emblem has landed on a home console in like 10 years since Radiant Dawn.
So what's the state of strategy games now?
I think it's awesome. We were just
You think
talking
it's
about
awesome?
Mario. Well, I think no.
No, I think
strategy
it's-
game.
It's slowly coming back.
I think they're good.
slowly.
They're coming back. I think it's come on.
Slowly.
Mario,
I say slowly.
It's growing.
Mario
It's
Rabbids
definitely
is
Mario
fucking,
Rabbids is a
that shit
strategy
sold
game.
a lot.
And it,
Halo Wars,
it
too.
was a hit. It's the most
Nah.
successful third-party game on the Switch. You know,
Well, that just shows you though, because I'm not into that. with Mario. I'm not into Mario and strategy, whatever, and all that good stuff. But it tells you how much people miss strategy role players because strategy role players are a lot of fun. They're really
It's
awesome.
bigger than I've seen in years.
SOCOM
And
It's been dead. For
Yeah,
years.
Banner Saga.
SOCOM.
1, 2, and 3 is coming soon.
Yeah.
In July.
Yes, that's right.
That's a
yeah.
huge game for
I
strategy.
heard about
Yes,
that.
it is.
SOCOM.
And then it's not the same type of strategy.
But
Well,
it's
that's what-
similar
that's
though.
what-
The turn
no,
it's,
that's
it's
what
a
it is.
turn base. It is like it's turn base. It does feel like if you like Fire Emblem, you should give Mario plus Rabbids a try. You
No,
really should.
You really should.
It's like it's positioning and all that. It's
No,
really
no,
good.
the
Taking
thing-
cover.
Valkyria Chronicles 4 too.
Take the high ground.
Exactly. Actually, it's
Yep.
glad you brought that up because that's in the same. It was announced in the same thing as Fire Emblem. Like,
Yeah.
like Valkyria Chronicles, I think they announced for October,
Mm-hmm.
and Fire Emblem they announced for spring 2019.
Nah, were you disappointed?
What?
Were you disappointed in that?
What Valkyria Chronicles?
No.
What?
With that announcement. Because
Oh, both of them?
as good as the trailer was, and it was astonishing.
Oh, Fire
by the
Emblem?
way. Fire Emblem. Yes.
I was saying yes and no. The yes part I was only disappointed because it looks so fucking amazing.
Yeah, it did.
and it
The music was insane.
Yes, it was.
it blew me away because Fire Emblem. I'm not
Always
saying
looked a certain way.
They always looked a certain way. They always had a certain kind of music that I'm used to, kind of like Shining Force.
they
they're
changed
not.
it.
They're not known for their music.
yeah.
And it looked amazing. And the song they chose for it
Epic.
just had me so engrossed into it. I said, "Holy fuck!" And
Epic Mickey.
yeah, and the music was so great, and it's messed up. It's called Three Houses, which means there's 3 main characters. So it made me think of Shining Force 3. So I'm like, oh god.
And to be
So
honest
I
with
started
you-
thinking of all kinds of shit, and I'm like, oh. I don't
Going
even know
on
what
that
to do.
point, like to be honest with you,
They should announce that anytime now. Shining Force 3 remake.
No, they
They're doing nothing but remakes now. Sega's coming
no,
back.
that's true.
And
no,
so is
announce
strategy role players too.
Exactly.
this is the perfect time for a Shining Force 3 remake to be announced. It's like they gotta ride that strategy
Watch, you're gonna
wave.
hear this and be like, oh, we should probably get to work on that.
But check it out though.
2
Like,
years from now.
think of all the role playing games you played and stuff, especially strategy role playing. Whenever they have you control different protagonists with different perspectives, even the Nintendo 3DS, the last Fire Emblem game, Fire Emblem Echoes, Shadows of Valentia, you control 2 different main characters who have 2 different
And
parties.
it adds to it. It adds to it.
It adds an element
No.
that just like I can't explain it, but it always makes the experience richer. So I am really looking forward to Fire Emblem.
It's 3
Three
different
Houses.
perspectives. It's a more unique way of telling a story, and it's brings back strategy role players. And
Plus, it's
really,
like it looks like a war.
now, Al, you played Valkyria Chronicles, right? You didn't beat it, right? You just played it, right?
No,
Well,
I
you
just played it real quick.
The
I haven't beat
graphic,
nothing.
graphic style of Fire Emblem 3 Houses is like that.
Yeah.
The graphics are like
Yeah.
nicely hand drawn,
Yeah.
beautiful looking, and you haven't played any of the Fire. You probably played Fire Emblem
I've
for like,
seen enough of it to know what it's like.
but you
Believe
saw
me.
it and you were kind of just like,
I think it's a good game. It's
Yeah,
not. It's just the trailer. No, the trailer. I
trailer
was
is
like,
fucking-
you don't even have to be
That's
a
a-
fan.
that-
That's
that's
gonna win you over.
that's a dope fucking trailer.
Yeah.
If you like strategy role players, I don't care if you play
Like
Fire
it might
Emblem
be
or
even
not.
better than Vandal Hearts.
Yeah, Yo, dude, I'm gonna throw the spear at you. I'm gonna throw the spear at
Not
you.
even better than Vandal Hearts. Vandal Hearts is good.
I just want the
Vandal Hearts is
sound.
good.
Just give me the sound.
Right.
The blood.
Vandal Hearts was dope.
With the blood spilling out. Yeah, it was good.
The blood is what I
It
remember.
was real. Vandal Hearts
It
was
even
good.
looks. It may be better. It may be.
But I'm happy that it is coming out 2019 because there's so many things coming out between now and
There's always-
like Valkyria Chronicles. I can't have 2 of those at the same fucking time.
Well, a lot of people are mad at E3 this year because most of the announcements weren't for this year.
I don't give a shit.
Pissed
Because-
that
before
most of
you-
the stuff was 2019.
Before you showed up,
Anything big.
I was telling you guys about like the open world games that are out and how they take up so much time. Like I'm playing Just State of Decay 2 right now. It's an open world game.
You gotta pace yourself.
Yeah, I want to play Zelda, open world game.
Not happening.
There's Verizon. It's an open world game. Everything's open
Horizon.
world, and
You said Verizon.
Yeah, you said Verizon.
I said Verizon.
Verizon.
I don't even have Verizon.
AT&T.
I have T-Mobile. I have T-Mobile. So
Yo, stop saying all these people's names. They ain't paying us. Sprint.
They will.
Open world telephone network.
That's the only funny joke I've ever said. But
Verizon.
no, but everything's open world, so it's like very tough to put all the time in to
No.
put like I'm just playing just one game right now, but I
40 hours
it's
is
just
a
too
long time
much.
to
Check
Check
It's
it
just
out
too
though.
much.
But
Everything's open
that's why
world.
it's great to have an open world game on the Switch because you could take it on the go and play it anywhere.
dude, you need
No,
to
wipe
stop
your
with your
streets.
Switch
Yeah, take your
advertisements.
Take your Switch
And shove
walk,
up your ass.
No, take a Switch, walk in the street with it. Be in your open world and hit mad cars.
He said mad cars.
Brad Pitt that shit. Remember? 2 cars. you
Meet
got-
Joe
I
Black.
remember, yeah.
No, but it's very tough to keep up with the game. So anything that's postponed or they need more time to fix it, please take your fucking time.
Yeah,
please
please.
do. Please, because
Perfect
I can't.
They only
I
got
can't.
one level done. That's why it's gonna take some time.
But yeah, that's Fire Emblem Three Houses. I have tons more to say about it, but I'm not going to waste the time. I want to get to obviously what everyone else wants to get to that wants to talk about Smash
Not yet.
Brothers.
Not yet,
Oh,
not yet.
come on,
Not
dude!
yet, not yet. Not yet. Sorry.
Cut me off.
Quickly, no. DBZ fighters in
No,
Fortnite. That's
no.
it. You gotta
That'll
get
be
those
the
out of the way.
Afterthought, motherfucker.
Get those out of the way. All right.
Well, Fortnite, the way it is right now, is the biggest game on the planet.
And it's out.
And it's out for the Switch, so
And I
that's
still
big.
haven't
It's
Does
big
anybody
news.
here play it?
No.
But I've downloaded
I
it.
gotta start.
Play
I
it.
gotta
watch
start.
it.
It's on my Xbox, but I haven't.
It's on my
played
Xbox.
it.
I watch it.
didn't play
Does
yet.
anyone intend on playing?
I do.
Yeah,
I'm
I
gonna have
gotta
to
do it.
start streaming it.
No,
I gotta do it
no.
for the stream
No,
because
no.
I want to see.
If you're
People
doing it
need
for
to
the
watch
stream,
me.
I want the two of you to do it for the stream.
People
I
need to
like
watch me
watching.
die. real
Oh,
fast.
check it out. And
I like
since
watching it.
do you have it on? Are you getting it for Xbox? Or you getting it for Switch?
I have it on Xbox right now.
Xbox, and you have an Xbox.
Of course.
Do a co-op with it, man.
Yeah,
It's
do
not
it,
co-op.
man.
It's not co-op.
But it's not. But you.
It's
Just get on.
free
Same,
for all.
same,
Yeah,
same.
it's
free-
rules.
it's no-
Last
no
man,
co-
it's last man standing.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, the co-op mode is not.
Battle Royale.
Yeah, it is. There's a co-op mode.
Is it everything?
There's a co-op mode.
Nah, not playing that.
Nah.
No one plays that. No one plays the co-op mode. What's wrong with you?
There's a co-op
Free
mode?
this
Battle
free game.
Royale.
Maybe I'll try to figure it out.
There's
No,
a
you gotta
co-op mode?
buy that.
Not for the Switch one.
Oh,
but
nah,
for the,
chill.
No,
for
it's
the
not.
Xbox, I believe.
How do they make millions and no one buys the game? They figured it out.
Probably add-ons.
Free to play,
Yeah, it's
motherfucker.
$1. It's like $1 per costume, $100. I don't know. People spent mad money on
Free
that.
to play.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
All right, so you ready?
No, you
No, go
still
ahead.
got to talk about the other thing.
DBZ fighters, yes, September.
That was not-
Why are you even gonna buy it?
Yo, how come
Because
no?
Chalk
Why are you
is gonna
even
get his
buy
ass
it?
kicked.
Why are you even gonna buy
Yeah.
He's
it?
getting his ass
Actually,
kicked
Don't waste
on
your
that.
time.
Listen. No, actually, I was surprised by what
Absolutely.
it looked like. I was surprised that it looked as good as it did on the Switch.
60 frames,
It looked good.
1080p.
All right,
Who's
next
talking
game.
about frames.
No, I was gonna say
Gives a fuck about
I'm
the
actually
frames.
surprised. No punch out announcement. Nothing.
Nope.
I
I'm
think
not
it was,
surprised.
I think it was
actually
smart.
very-
I think it was smart.
I'm not surprised at all.
Because
They're not working on it.
I'm not surprised. I'll agree to that because when you announce something as big as the next game I'm about to talk about, you can't distract from that. Nintendo's good. They're big on their franchises. They're big on their Mario, their Zelda, their Metroid, their Kid Icarus, their Punch
Star
Out,
Fox.
Star Fox. You can't throw in
F-Zero?
something.
But you gotta understand.
You have to have. You can't be like, hey, we got Smash, and then we got
This would technically be
Super
the first.
Tennis?
If they announced it, you gotta understand how big this would be, though. If
No,
they announced a
they're
punch
saving
out,
it. They're saving
this
it.
would be the first
But listen.
handheld punch out to ever
listen.
come out for the Nintendo.
But listen,
Floyd
there's
Mayweather
only so
gotta
many
be
games
boss.
to
Huge.
talk about at once. Everybody knows that these games are in, like, they're working on them. Like, the main
They're not
game.
working on punch out.
Not Punch Out. Not Punch Out. It's about
Working on that
Metroid 4 and
That's a
like
dream.
what was the other one that they got mad that they didn't announce? Animal Crossing. So they didn't announce those because they're not ready yet.
No,
Yeah.
they're not.
They're not just gonna say it like, oh, we're mad because they didn't announce it because they said Metroid 4 last year. If they didn't announce it, we would have had no idea it was coming.
I'm happy they
They
didn't
could have
announce
announced it. They should have did that this year.
But they always do that.
but
though.
they don't have enough
do.
time.
They
No,
do.
when people wanted to see something, they're not telling
They
you
always do
everything
that.
they have. Listen, Nintendo does things very strategically. They put it out. They put certain games out during like
No,
each
they-
quarter.
And
milk-
they do it to shut
that's
you
it.
up.
And
They
they-
announce it to shut you up.
Yeah.
Like,
Did it.
it's coming. I just can't tell you when it's coming.
coming
Nintendo's
to show.
And not for nothing.
But next year they're
Nintendo-
gonna show those, and then they're gonna announce something else, and then we're gonna be like, "Oh, that's new." Like, they can't
Nintendo's-
announce every game that they're working on at once.
No, it's just, it's just
and then the
silly.
whole, it might as well kill it
Listen.
next year. Like you have to wait.
Nintendo mastered milking shit, man. They can milk any fucking franchise.
They have
and
to.
be like,
Yo,
hey,
not for nothing. Nintendo
they showed
consistently
for Metroid. They
makes
showed
their
what did they
fans happy.
what did they show?
Consistently.
No,
What did
it's
they show for
true.
Metroid? They showed
The people
Like a
want
30
everything
second-
at once.
We saw a logo.
They didn't show Samus. They didn't show shit.
they showed a logo.
Just show Samus to shut people up.
I tell you this all the time.
Smart.
You know how they released the Nintendo Classic and the Super Nintendo Classic?
Yeah,
Nintendo should just release a classic system with all the games on it already. Like 30 games,
right.
done. Sell it for the rest of the whole 5 years, whatever. That's what people want Nintendo to do. Is want to come out with every franchise that Nintendo makes, put it on one system, bring it out all at once.
Yeah.
That's what it seems like they want.
No,
all these
they-
announcements are like, how come it's not on there now?
They're smart. They're smartly spacing shit out.
That's what you're supposed
and
to do.
and,
No,
and you can't have your big titles announced with another big title. That's like announcing Breath of the Wild with Odyssey if they did that. That'd be the dumbest shit in the
That's
world.
true.
That'd be so
But-
stupid.
How many third-party games are coming out for the Switch every week?
Exactly.
They have
That's what I'm
tons
saying.
of games.
Announce one giant game
Speaking
that you're
of
coming out
which-
with and
yeah.
release all the other ones.
Speaking of which, Al, speaking of Punch Out, there was an indie game that's been inspired by Punch Out, right?
Yeah.
Which it's a boxing game, but you're a duck. But it's
So
like
I saw that. And it's sort of,
lost me
I
at
saw
duck.
that. I actually read about that.
but it's like but it's Punch Out though. It's Punch Out. So
Yeah,
it's
but
like,
instead of blocking, you
it's on the
duck.
DS. It was on the DS.
You know what?
By the-
I can't hate on that because that was a good joke, but it was bad.
It was purposely
You
bad.
don't block, but you duck. It was very appropriate, but it was so fucking terrible.
Yo,
better than me going-
I didn't even hear that. I'm mad.
Yeah,
I don't
you're
even-
mad,
I'm
but
mad that you paused the whole conversation
just
to
like-
bring that back
I
up.
could have did. Listen, if Kevin said it, it would have been like this. You don't punch, but you quack.
yeah, no,
would've made
exactly.
no sense.
No, he would have said it. He
That
would have
would've
said
made no
that.
sense.
Yeah, he would have said
Yo,
that.
you missed the joke that Kev had earlier. It was awful.
you can.
Nope.
When this plays on
know what?
YouTube, you can rewatch it.
No, you could actually edit it out.
No, don't do that.
I wouldn't even be. I wouldn't be mad if an indie developer made a clone
Copy?
of.
Called Knockout.
Yeah.
Might as well.
I just put the wireframe guy again.
Hell yeah.
He's not a character.
No,
he's
just
just a dude.
Seriously, no.
Come out with an indie developer. Punch in.
All right, so
Anyways,
moving on to the next game. Next game.
It's
That
an-
way.
It's an office game.
And now,
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
let's
it's a worse
eliminate,
one.
let's eliminate all the negativity.
about
Let's move
work.
on to something positive, like Smash Brothers Ultimate was finally seen, finally announced, and the release date is December something.
December 7th, I think.
Yeah, December 7th it is.
Ooh, early December. So that means you can get it for your kids.
Get it for Christmas.
Hell yeah.
Now, what did you guys think of the Smash Brothers Ultimate announcement and the showing? Were you disappointed with anything that was shown? Were you happy about everything that was shown?
Amped.
You were amped.
I was
amped. The only
I wasn't surprised
You weren't
because we knew it already.
we knew it, and it looks like it freaking features every stage from the 3DS and the Wii U, and then back some. But
That was a surprise. I
They
was
said
happy
it's
about
not
that.
every stage ever, but there's a shitload.
yeah, but you know what though? The N64 stages were garbage anyway. A lot of those, so it's like you don't need to bring out.
I don't
bring every stage.
remember, but the
Terminal Bay.
But Terminal Bay
But
and Jungle Japes are back.
Turtle Bay,
Jungle
Turtle Bay is back. That is one of the most
that
classic
stage
stages.
is the shit.
And I think we saw Super Mario Brothers 2 stage. That's in
With the
there, too.
waterfalls.
Yes, with the waterfalls. I don't know
Yeah.
about Super Mario Brothers 1. That was one of the
They
best
gotta
classic
bring that
stages.
too. That one was
I can't
very
wait to
dope.
knock Kevin in the water. Can't wait on
Still,
Donkey
my
Kong stage. I
favorite-
can't wait to see him drown.
My favorite is still Hyrule Castle.
Snake is back.
The big
That was
one?
there, though.
The big one, the Hyrule Castle.
That's
Yeah,
still
yeah,
there,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
That was always.
That's always. That's
Yeah,
never
that's
leaving.
never gonna go
Snake
away.
is back.
Snake is back.
Well, Hyrule Castle was in the Wii U one, the last one.
It's in every one of them.
It's in all of them.
Not the
It's
ca-
never-
not the
it's never
temple.
been out.
The temple's usually
Temple's
in the last
never
one,
been
but
out.
the Hyrule Castle was the N64 one.
Who cares about the castle?
And not every single one. It came
That's
back
not
in the
the
Wii U one though.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But yeah,
No,
the bottom of that stage was always fun because it would just be a knockdown, drag out fight.
That's
and-
Temple. Yeah, that's been in every single one since Melee.
It was the
Yeah.
Mario. Was the Mario stage where it was a roaming Mario stage and it changed the music? Like, was that in the last one? Or no,
roaming
that was only
Mario
in Melee,
stage.
right?
Like the Sunshine one, where it goes to different locations.
No, it was moving. Like the
Like the
Pac-Man one.
Oh,
It was a Mario one.
that
and you
Pac-Man
get
was
popped.
It starts
but
with the
it's,
dungeon
it's
music.
circles like
But
this.
you
You're
can
on a
get popped and
boat.
killed right at the top.
Yeah. Oh fuck, I don't know if
That
that's
wasn't
back.
in there.
I
I haven't
know.
seen
I
it.
don't. Well, they didn't announce all the stages. They just said it's 83 plus.
Peach's
a
Castle.
lot of
That's a
stages.
lot
There's
of
more
fucking
characters.
stages.
I mean, there's more stages than characters. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
there is.
That's insane.
Yeah.
But
Peach's
they did
Castle's
announce
back.
that all the characters.
They didn't
that-
announce them all.
No, they said that every
Yeah,
character
every
that was
character's
in the
been-
game
Ever,
previously,
ever,
Is in there.
is in there.
Yeah.
ever.
Ridley looks crazy.
So I might have like 4 characters.
I to be honest, I don't know. I might have more than you. Wow.
Damn.
I'm very stingy. I got like 7. I got 7.
You got
You
a
got a
lot
couple.
of characters.
You
I don't
got
I have
have.
7, but there's a lot of
Dog, I
mimic
barely have-
characters.
I barely have 3.
Wow. Lucina,
I stopped-
Ryu.
I stopped using.
I just want to know
Pikachu.
if my Sheik is back, the one I like.
Yeah,
with the
it definitely
cheesy-
has to be.
Man, Wii U
The
one
one
was
I
the
like.
closest one.
Not the one from the last
Dude,
game.
it's a lot faster.
Never
I only
used
Did
it.
you see how fast
Meta
it
Knight.
is?
No.
Holy shit, it's
Yeah.
fast.
That was a Meta Knight's only character.
And Snake. That was it.
Snake's
Well,
back.
Snake's back.
Snake's back.
But
I like that
those
stage.
are the only
His
two
stage is
characters I
back.
ever used.
Yeah, and
That's it.
Stage is back too. I was like, Snake's back. That's all. Ice Climber's back. Wolf's back. They're all back.
Oh,
Nah.
Cloud.
Wolf looks cool.
Cloud's back.
Cloud's
Ryu,
back.
Roy,
Yeah.
all back.
And they said
Everybody.
on one-on-one fights where he was always facing the character like Street Fighter.
Yep, that's awesome.
That's dope.
And you take
That'll help me.
and you take more damage when on one-on-one fights than
You
you
do.
do when it's They
so it's a showdown.
you have a directional air dodge. They changed the way you do a perfect block.
Do you still
Yeah.
trip?
Yeah, you can't.
No.
You can't
No.
over. You can't over
You can't-
dodge.
you can't
over
dodge too much.
Yeah, you can't dodge too much. Unlike
they
the
balance.
six
No, you get
dodge,
tired.
it's delayed.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's
So you
delayed
get
so you'll
popped
get
out.
fucked
You could
up.
turn off hazards. Every stage can be
Turn off hazards, yeah.
an Omega stage where it's flat, like Final Destination,
Yeah.
or a Battlefield with the three
Oh,
floating
okay.
platforms
Yeah,
floating
yeah,
like
yeah.
that.
Oh, shit.
Every
Love
stage
that.
you could have your favorite
That's new.
background. I was like, that's
It's
awesome.
the perfect Smash Bros. And the funny thing is, I think because they were like, "Oh, what's the name?" Was thinking this is his last Smash Bros. It should be and
Always.
just add characters.
They always say that.
That is it. Just add
no,
characters.
always-
Don't
yeah.
even redo it.
It's
Just
probably
just,
a marketing.
just
thing.
keep
I know.
adding characters.
Since
Were you
Brawl-
disappointed that they didn't announce many new characters? They did mention a new character.
Yeah.
But-
I was a tad.
Yeah.
too.
I was a tad disappointed because of what I heard.
Of the rumors.
yeah, rumors because they were
Yeah,
strong rumors.
But you can't
Yeah,
listen
yeah.
to it.
I know, but there's some rumors that are like,
But they get your anticipation up
yeah,
to
like
hear.
Ridley was
hype
always
you up.
rumored,
Yeah.
and Ridley was
Which was
announced.
a surprise.
Which-
That was a surprise.
I was like, wow, Ridley, okay.
I thought
Okay.
we'd most likely see
First-
Simon Belmont before Ridley.
Simon Belmont,
Nope.
but Ridley, I was like, why though?
he's giant. Like he's
He's
supposed, to be giant.
huge, and then he was
Yeah.
small, and then he was a mech, and I was like, what? Why?
How does
Really?
it work?
I'm,
That's
Why
just an
are you there?
outfit. That's Meta Ridley.
How does it work?
I'm still waiting
how's he
for,
work?
for
Really?
Goku to be
He's
announced.
smaller.
You want?
Yo.
You wish.
I want Goku
Shrunk
so
down.
He's
bad
smaller
in
than he
that game.
appeared in the Wii U version. When he was in the Wii U, he was like a boss on the stage. He came in and he
okay.
just interrupted the fight, and you have to kill him, kind of like how Metal Face from Xenoblade Chronicles did in
Ain't nobody know that.
I don't know that shit.
Ain't nobody know that shit.
Metal Face. Anyway, but Ridley was a lot bigger in the Wii U version. Now they shrunk him down a little bit, which kind of I bet you he was influenced a while back. They did some guy did a mod or whatever like that and put Ridley. He made Ridley in the N64 version, and he actually looked cool. You know, you can actually see
I
that
wanted-
online. I was like, why can't they just do that?
I
Make him
wanted,
smaller.
I wanted Justin Bailey, the bikini just Samus.
Let's just
What?
There's
Anyway.
no other characters in Metroid.
Anyway.
Just
What
let him
else you
sit
gonna
there
put?
with the silence.
Anyway.
You have Zero Suit Samus. Just
No,
because
Zero
he
Suit-
was blonde.
No, I mean they only
brown.
have one character in Metroid to put in the game. That's what I'm saying. Put
Next.
multiple different ones.
But
that's true. That's
they did say as it gets closer to the release, they're going to announce DLCs. More
So there
characters.
are
They said it's not
characters?
going to be as many as everyone thinks.
If they announce two, that's more
They
than what everyone
said
thinks.
there will be more. And
Probably 3.
if Shovel Knight's not in that game,
You
and
know
if
what? though?
Simon Belmont's not in that game, they've done a disservice.
Well, we were surprised before though.
Those are very
when they
left
had
field, though.
Ryu.
They're very left
Simon
field.
Hey,
Belmont
nobody
is not
know
left
that.
field.
Who the fuck thought
Not
Ryu
one
was gonna
person
be in it?
get not one
Well, they
person.
heard
That wasn't even
No,
rumored.
they had his sound
They heard the
recorded.
sounds.
His sounds were
They heard
recorded
the
in the
Hadouken?
game.
Who?
Ryu's sounds
was
were
in the sound.
recorded
Oh, they
in
were
the game.
recorded,
Yeah.
yeah.
Which I
You
didn't
can't
know.
hide anything on the disc no more. They will
No.
find it. They
Yeah.
will rip it. They will
No,
Oh, the
data,
data
they will
miners?
data
Yeah,
mine the hell out of it.
The data
They'll be
miners
like,
is, ugh.
I heard something in here that's going to happen 8 months down the line. Let me ruin it now.
No, that's like a team.
But
of
they didn't
people
know
doing that shit.
Bayonetta though. Nobody knew
No
that.
one saw Bayonetta.
That was
coming.
a vote, surprisingly, because they voted who do people want to see, and everyone
Well-
surprisingly voted Bayonetta.
Well, who was on that list? Because if
No,
they were on
There
that
wasn't
list,
a list; it was just a bunch of votes. Everyone was
yeah?
voting. Yeah,
No,
it wasn't
I don't
voting.
think she got. They said that there were
I
characters.
voted multiple times.
There were third party characters who got higher, but they said they have to. They look at that and they look of
How
they
they
look
could balance
at
it
how
and
they
how they
could
fight.
balance it with the rest of the characters. So it's like
Cash. Who the fuck is Cash?
Cash Money.
Crash Bandicoot and Rayman should have been in that game
yeah, they should definitely be there.
because they're so wacky.
Crash definitely.
Yeah, they're
if
so
if they
wacky.
don't announce Crash as a
far as
special character for
licenses?
DLC, I will be disappointed.
it's gonna be
Yeah.
weird. Yeah, it's gonna be
because
weird.
I just want to have a face off. Just a couple of
Sonic,
times.
Mario,
Sonic,
Crash.
and Crash. Just that's it.
Add Mega Man and Pac-Man all in the same.
That'd be nice.
Why not?
I'd pick.
It's 8 players.
freaking
8
awesome.
players
Play 'em.
back.
I know. Yeah,
I'd pick him.
he'll be.
And Game and
I just want to hear the oh my god. That's all I want to hear.
I can see him in the game
That
already. That's
mask would
why
be-
he should be there.
that
I can
mask
see
would
him
be
in the
his
game.
shield.
I could see him in there. Yeah,
Yes, it was.
he makes more sense than the Goku. You know, that's for sure.
Goku shouldn't be in there. Bye bye. Bye bye. No Bandai.
Bye bye.
Yo,
that
if
man.
you put Goku in, then you got.
I'm surprised Hayahachi's not in.
If you
He's
put
been in everything else.
Yo, if you put Goku in there and don't put Simon Belmont in there, like
That's weird.
Yeah, that's weird. Simon,
Simon Belmont
Belmont
makes
is
sense.
so overdue.
Would you be mad if it was Trevor?
No, it's the same. No, it'd be the same. It'd be the same to me. Simon's
Just
the
change
original.
the costume.
Yeah, all you got to
Change the costume.
make
all you gotta
yeah,
do.
just change the
His,
costume.
his alternate outfit is
Put him in
Trevor. It's the
there.
same shit.
And you can put Richter. Yeah, they can even have him switch to a Richter
Nah,
outfit.
who's that?
Damn. Shit on him.
Just forgot.
what about Alucard?
Nope.
Alucard. I mean, that would be.
He could be
I
in his
mean,
own game.
I would want.
Put him in his
Alu-
own game.
Me personally, I would want Alucard, Sephiroth, and Zero, but they're all sword guides. But so, I mean, I don't know.
It's Dracula backwards.
But I mean, that's basically all what Nintendo had to offer. So we'll move on to Sony because I know Jay's been waiting.
Oh,
Even
but
at
do you
the
want?
bit.
It's, do you want?
No, it's fine. No, it's only one, it's only five. It's only 5 titles.
Okay. All right.
It's only five big titles.
All right.
I don't know if Jay wants to.
No, I don't even have to listen.
I have, all right. Well, the first one I have is Spider-Man.
Spider-Man. Can you believe people were disappointed with that?
That's some
How?
bullshit.
They were disappointed
Stop.
because
Are you
he was
serious?
in a
fuck
corridor.
people.
Are you serious?
Because he was not outside. I was like, are you kidding me? Let them show the game.
There was
Wow.
video of him outside in the street.
They already
Wow.
have that, yes.
People
But people don't listen and they
people
just watch
are
it and
fucking
said, this looks like Batman. If I wanted Batman, I would have bought Batman. I'm like, the
no.
best,
Oh
the
my
best, the best superhero
yourself.
game, and you had that fighting system in Spider-Man, and you're mad about it?
Spider-Man.
Dude, Spider-Man looks like a 10.
infused
It looks like a
Arkham
10.
It looks
Engine.
great.
It looks like a fucking
Oh
10.
my god, Sinister Six. You know,
Dude,
it's
it looks like a
it's
fucking 10. I'm sorry.
It looks awesome.
And I think everybody
Awesome.
here is going to play the game.
Yo,
You know what?
fanboys, stop.
Listen,
There's always something they're going to hate. Doesn't matter what it
I
is.
don't care what happens, but Spider-Man is dope. If they take that same model, they did it for Wolverine. If they did that shit, I would play it. If they did it for any
they did
fucking
it
Marvel
better.
character,
It looks better than
it
that.
it would be dope.
It looks it looks flawless.
Not any Marvel character.
It looks fucking flawless. When he's in the prison, I was
Yeah,
like,
any
I
Marvel
was like,
character.
Yeah,
Think of-
no, that game looks
I said, I seen enough. Get this shit off. It's just,
Yeah, like I
Jubilee.
it got to a point where I saw enough. I was like, I'm
yeah,
buying.
I've saw enough.
Sorry,
It's,
bye.
it's just too much. I'm gonna
that
play it.
game looks amazing.
Yep.
Yeah,
I liked what they showed. They showed that they was the fighting is what they wanted to show this time.
It looks
Yeah.
amazing.
And they showed that
Looks
better
awesome.
than last time.
And
And,
the
he was
web
still
slinging.
outside doing like it wasn't like quick time events, but it was similar kind of. But you were still playing through them,
Yeah.
which is fine by me.
Yeah.
Make them big moments, make them story moments, make it great.
I missed that.
That's all I
man.
want.
Yeah,
That's
that,
fine.
everything
They
in
didn't
that
have-
game looks like large scale, and then it gets in close with the fighting, and then it goes large scale when you're chasing Electro through the prison.
Yep.
It's
Insane.
It's nuts.
And then they're already trying to ruin surprises. I hate the internet.
Like God of War.
I'm gonna ruin it now for everyone now.
God
I
of War
said,
is
"Oh,
like-
who's that
We're on the
character?
internet.
Who's the character that wasn't shown? Who's the guy who was there?" They kind of said it because of the voice actors, but it might not be. But whatever.
Well,
I'm not gonna spoil
It
it.
looks like a
It's not-
Sinister.
if you look
Six.
at the Sinister Six,
Yeah.
who's missing?
you kind of
So you kind of it kind of looks very
everyone
Sinister
likes
Six-ish.
Sinister Six.
I don't
story,
know.
yeah.
And Mr.
Could
Negative.
be Dr. Squid Man.
Dr. Squid.
I didn't want to
Man.
ruin it.
Dr. Squid.
Why? Why would you say that?
Dr. Squid is awesome.
Hey, man.
No, Dr. Calamari.
Stop it.
Oh, no, this is
No,
worse.
come on.
Yo, he was fighting to get a word in. Hold on, guys. Dr. Calamari, shoot yourself.
Everyone turned this off.
All right.
Everyone just turned off the podcast.
What about
Oh, shit.
Jake
People are
wants to
logging
talk
off
about
right
this
now.
a lot.
Stop.
Ghost of Tsushima.
Yes, you said it wrong.
I know I did say it wrong. Tsushima.
How do you? No.
How do you say it?
Hold on. Tsushima.
How do you
yeah,
say
that's
it?
pretty much what you said.
Tsushima.
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 Yeah.
That's why I
There's
said.
no
That's
T.
why I
There's no
said.
T.
That's why I
There's
said.
no
Ghost of
That's
Tsushima.
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 Of the Sheba.
Ghost of Tsushima.
Ghost of the Sheba.
Chiba. Ghost of Chiba.
Shaba.
Shaba.
Ghost of the Chiba.
So
Ghost of the cheaper.
this was a game out of left field. I didn't really know it was being made. It was by one of their main. What was it? By Sucker Punch, right?
Thanks.
I think it's by Sucker Punch.
Sucker
They make something and I forgot.
They made Sly
Uppercut.
Cooper, right?
I think so.
I think so. But no,
Really? Really?
Sorry.
You infected Al. Now you infected Al with that shit.
You got me with that.
considering that their games were more, it looked like their games are more comic book based or like cartoon based. Seeing a game that looked as real like this, and just the world that it's in and how colorful it is,
Yeah.
that was amazing.
No, look beautiful. It was a
Amazing.
beautiful looking game.
And it reminded me kind of like Bushido Blade, the way they were fighting,
Yeah.
and the way he was slicing people once and killing them and stuff like that.
It looks interesting.
But the way they did the trailer, it was dope. It was a straight up movie.
I have one complaint.
Straight up movie. His
It's
outfit.
really- it's-
His outfit.
I
You
hate
don't
his
like
outfit. I hate his outfit.
Maybe you could
looks
change
like
it.
he looked like
Maybe
a
you
dickhead.
could change it. But you're not supposed to look super cool back then.
Of course you do.
Nah.
You gotta
The
have
outfits
that-
were
you
all
gotta have that
bulky and
swag.
weird
That
and
shit
like
looks
gold
stupid. He was
and
wearing
red.
straw and shit.
Well, he wasn't. He's not a ninja.
Yeah, he's samurai, right?
Samurai.
But it reminded me of a new age Tenchu if they did it right. So
There's
that
a lot of
looks dope.
Tenchu comparisons.
I am
And he's got a
fine.
grappling
I am
hook.
fine, dude.
I'm fine, you.
And he's got a grappling hook.
Oh yeah. Oh.
The first Tenchu.
But it looks like the other game that not quite the same. It has its own charm to it, but it looks kind of like the game like by Bloodborne and
Neo. Nio.
Not Neo. No, not Neo. That was announced. Also.
Oh, I know what you're talking
But
about. The
by,
other game by Microsoft.
The Dark Souls people.
Yeah, I forgot. the
Yeah.
fucking name.
But it looks similar to that.
Yeah.
But obviously, it's not going to play the same. But they are very similar.
Sekiro.
Yeah.
Sekiro.
So it looks similar to that as far as okay, we have a game on Xbox and we have a game on PlayStation. Which one you want? So it's kind of cool if they're both exclusives. I don't know. I know the one for Sony is, but the one for Xbox, I
Probably
don't
not.
know.
Probably.
But if Bloodborne was exclusive to Sony, I don't know if they're doing that one exclusive for Xbox. So maybe. But it did look awesome.
That was
And
beautiful.
The freaking leaves, they look crazy.
That was a beautiful game. If they pull it off, it's Could be a
They
fucking
had
gorgeous game.
deceit. They had everything in that story, and it was just a trailer. So I'm definitely gonna play it.
Looks good.
Yeah.
Looks good.
I have 3 left for Sony. 2 are really, really big, but this one, I know Jay has a lot to say about. Death Stranding.
No,
There's nothing to say about
no,
It's
you got that
that. What
wrong.
you saying about that game?
I said there's
Oh,
3
okay.
left, but 2 we get the really
Oh,
big.
okay.
Death
So-
Stranding's not. You know.
So Death Stranding. It's
You can't even explain it.
I'm getting
so-
frustrated with it.
so
I'm really
you
getting
expected to
frustrated about
see-
the hype.
Do you like
Kojima.
Do you like babies?
Yeah, it's just.
it's
grow a
a
baby
mysterious
inside me.
game. They play to that mysterious point in the trailers. They think that's what people want to see. People want to see a game. People want to see gameplay. They want to see what the hell they were pushing on you. Like Metal Gear, it had like cinematic Hollywood-esque trailers.
But Metal Gear at
Action.
least had a premise.
No, it
and
had
everyone
action.
knew. Yeah.
And it had
It had
gameplay.
guns.
Yes.
It had guns. It had action. It had
gameplay.
stealth. You could see what you were gonna get.
It had gameplay.
Plus, it was from Metal Gear. You understood what a Metal Gear game was,
Right.
even from the old 8-bit ones. This game, they just keep showing. Okay, this is a Hollywood actor. Okay, you like that? You want to buy this Hollywood man? Who? What? I don't care.
We got babies.
I don't care. And
That's
the
true, we don't
babies.
And we got babies.
We're growing
let's
babies.
Look, let's
And
look in your throat.
weird shit.
Let's look in your throat and see a baby in there, on a guy.
Right.
Why? I don't know. I don't know.
It's weird.
I don't
You
know.
know, you know when
Weird.
someone creative like gets a little ahead of themselves and thinks they could just do about any do
he
anything.
always thought he could do anything.
Yeah, it's too much. Too much. I haven't
Hideo?
seen anything. Yeah, the game looks like the graphics obviously look good, but I'm like, who the fuck
Kojima's
gives
a
a
psycho.
like-
He is
He's a
still
psycho.
good.
I
I
mean, they
think-
got
no,
rid of
I
him.
think-
They got rid of him Konami because he's a psycho. I realize this now.
know what? I
They
think-
said, "Wait, this is your new game idea? You're fired."
No.
That's what happened. That's happened.
I think he's a drug addict.
He's insane. I mean,
You can't be sober. You can't be
He's-
sober.
he's-
Come up
no,
with this
Come
shit.
up with the shit
a
that
genius.
you
Can't be sober.
I'm like,
he's a genius, but he's a
on
psycho
drugs.
because
He's a
no one
psycho.
is holding his thoughts back
on drugs.
from being insane.
He's on
Yeah.
You
drugs.
can't tell a genius to do his own thing.
You can't do it.
Yeah.
Most of the time, it's going to be over the top. Maybe we'll understand when the game comes out. But I was getting excited. I said, "Oh, it's a
It looked
they're walking.
good.
They're
Look
walking.
good.
They're walking."
And then there was that one scene he had like the gun. He said,
They're
like,
walking.
he like went like this with
No,
it.
that was
and
like a
then-
flashlight.
Yeah, and then it just panned out. Looked at the like. Come on, man.
But
There
they
wasn't
were
enough.
walking.
There wasn't enough. They just
They're
walked
not
with a
using- They went
big
through the water?
a body
And
on
he had
his
a-
fucking
He had a
back.
body.
And he had a FedEx box.
Yeah, it's like
I'm like,
so he's
hold on.
delivering bodies and packages.
You're a mailman.
You know what I'm afraid of?
If you were a mailman, it might be more of an interesting game.
Here's
Because
the
right
thing.
now, I don't know what you are.
Here's, the thing is, I'm
It's
afraid,
Daryl, man.
I'm afraid that when that game actually does come out, that it's going to be first person
Nope.
because
The Daryl walking simulator.
I don't know.
The
Yeah,
Daryl
I said
walking.
this, it's-
I
you
think-
guys
I'm
like
afraid.
Daryl. You like Daryl so much in Walking Dead. Watch him walk with bodies on his back.
No,
Watch
I
him
think,
walk
I
with the
think,
dead.
I think that's just going to be reserved. I
What if they
think
changed it?
I think that's going to be reserved just for the cutscenes.
No,
Where you see it's him.
what would be
And the-
amazing?
The game.
What would be amazing is if
That would suck.
they finally came out with the game and they called it Silent Hill. they tricked everybody.
Death
Oh,
Stranding.
man.
Silent
You know what?
Hill.
You know what?
Wow.
If that was Silent Hills, all right.
If they did it
I'd
and
be like,
switched
all right.
it and changed it on everybody, it's like, this
Imagine.
is the game. We tricked everyone. This is what
No,
we really
if
were working
if
on.
that-
That would
Death
be-
Stranding
that's the only way they
and
can
that would be
save
the
this.
biggest troll of all
Hell
time.
yeah.
Death Stranding, Silent Hill.
That would be great.
Silent Hills.
It'd be like a
oh
Death
shit!
Stranding.
It really like you thought it was fucking canceled.
It'll be a Death Stranding walking simulator as a bonus demo, and then Silent Hill's the game.
By the way, did anybody beat that demo?
I beat the demo, yeah.
Of
It
what?
was rough.
I couldn't go through it.
What?
Man. Silent Hills.
Oh no, I'm fuck with that. Nope.
I tried that shit. I got to the
No, it
part
took
with
a
the
long time,
hallway
man.
with the
I like
eyes.
sleeping.
You're almost there.
And then
You're
really,
almost there, yeah.
that's really almost the end.
You're almost there.
And then I had to look online, and I'm like, fuck no, I'm not doing this shit.
I ain't
man.
got nothing to
'Cause
prove.
I
I
have-
ain't fucking with
And
that.
I played it with headphones.
But
on,
that game
so I'm like,
by itself will
this
probably
shit-
be better than Death Stranding.
I don't really have any
Because
excitement
the
for
second
Death
they
Stranding.
tried to show a game, I was like, oh, they're invisible people you're sneaking around. Where are you hiding? And then he got caught. I'm like, where are you hiding?
I don't understand.
You're out in the open.
I don't
If you-
understand the story. I don't
At least hide
understand
behind a rock.
the point
Give me
of.
something.
I don't understand the
Too much.
point.
They
It's
just
just
had
too
a
much.
baby,
Too
a
much
battery,
imagery.
a baby,
A babery. They had a babery. A
Baby.
baby battery.
and a stupid light flashing that looked stupid.
I don't understand
hated
the
it.
premise. It's just too much imagery. It just
You know what it
tried too
reminds
hard
me
right
of?
away.
Gameplay would help.
It
Yeah,
reminds
gameplay
me of
footage
a
would help.
commercial. You ever seen a commercial where you just don't know what the fuck they're selling?
Oh, you mean Gene commercials? I was
Any-
expected to buy
yeah.
some jeans.
Yeah, you're just like, oh, there's a bunny rabbit.
Well, apparently,
Jumping.
at the end of this trailer, they had this woman who, do you know who she is? Because she's obviously an actress. And people were supposed to know her by face
I don't
because
know.
she popped out and was
I've
like,
never seen a
it's
girl in my
me, folks. And I was like, I don't know.
I don't know who you are, and I don't care.
I don't know you. Should I look you up?
It's, because, it's probably
like-
because we
supposed to know
tuned out
I was like,
halfway
should I?
into the chair.
Yeah, it's like I don't know. What this chick-
I was like,
Confused.
should I look this woman up? Why do I care?
yeah.
So
Too confusing.
it's too much, man.
That's crazy.
Should have showed some part of the game.
Moving on. Speaking of
2 more games.
let's two more good ones. What is it? Last of
know.
Us 2.
That looked
Ooh,
good.
so they started it with
That
that.
looked good.
They started it with that.
Yeah, I know.
With Last of Us
I'm
2.
just jumping around.
So how'd you feel about that dance they were at, that banquet?
You know, I don't think about Last of Us 2. I like the trailer a lot, but I don't want them to get a little too
They
weird.
got real graphic.
Yeah, they're getting too graphic.
They want to get graphic in every single
They're
way.
getting a little too weird.
How do you mean?
I don't know. The
They
dancing
got really
scene-
graphic with the tongue lashing. She kissed the chick, but
Yeah,
the
that's-
camera was all up in there. You
Yeah,
hear-
I thought it was like, all right.
That's a little.
That's like, yo,
listen,
you're
listen. By
too
any
close. I
means,
don't
I
mind.
don't care what your sexual preference is.
It could have
I
been a
give,
dude.
I give 0 fucks what your sexual preference is. But when it's just so focused, like the camera's all up on the, has nothing to do with the damn game. It's a game at the end of the day. So if they're 2 chicks that are intimate,
could be a mini
cool.
game.
They can kiss, whatever. But why you gotta be like, no? I want to see what the gameplay is about. Which
If you
we,
keep
which we
hitting
did.
X, it gets more intense.
Yeah, exactly. The gameplay when shit was
Keep
going
hitting it.
down was fucking crazy. I thought the whole time it was a cinema.
I thought it
Yeah.
was too crazy to believe what
That-
it was.
yeah, yeah, no,
like,
it was
I was like, this
really-
cannot be the game.
and it was the game.
And it's the game.
Yeah.
Which
Apparently,
is pretty nuts.
because I
Actually-
thought the same way with Last of Us, the first one.
Yeah,
I was like,
yeah.
this is the fights seem too rehearsed to seem like that's in the
Yeah.
game, but they did it
And a messed
in the
up,
game.
And a
That's
messed
the
up
first-
thing is, I was telling him like last week, I'm getting to the point of where shit is starting to look too realistic,
You know
and
what?
it's making
Yep.
me nauseous. It's starting to make me sick.
They said that was by design for this game.
That's what's
They
fucked
said they
up,
made it
man.
I like it.
extra grotesque and
man.
just to piss you up, just to make you feel queasy about it.
Nope.
I like
that's
it.
not
It's working.
They wanted to make it so that it's not cool.
That's
But
working.
like that.
But what they're gonna do
It's working.
is get you used to it, so that doesn't seem too bad anymore. And then it's
I
gonna
see.
get even
So we
worse.
just get
They
It's like
want-
me. I'm ruined
Yeah.
already. No,
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm gonna get to a point where I'm gonna shut the
I'm-
shit off and be like, no,
I'm-
this is.
Listen, if
No,
I
I'm
shoot
ruined
somebody
already.
in the head and their head brain goes and it's all over the place and it gets on the character and like, ew.
If
You know what?
it's Game of Thrones, pop the
can't do it.
motherfucker's eyes and his brain slides out,
Yeah.
I'm gonna stop
Yo.
playing. I can't do that shit no more.
If it's
y'all-
anything like Immortal, I can't do it.
Fucking immortal, stop it.
Shout out to the movie Hostel.
Stop it.
No.
If y'all didn't see
Stop
that,
it.
Let's not
yo,
pop
it's a
eyes.
good movie.
No, it's not.
Check it out.
Nope, don't
Watch
check
it with your
out.
kids. Watch it with your kids.
What?
Really, Al?
Starring,
Wow.
No. It's not
starring
It's
Popeye.
not-
Sorry.
No, but the game
An
looked.
actual eye that pops.
It's obviously it's starring Ellie.
his
Ellie's
name?
the main character rather than Joel this time.
She looks older.
Yeah, Ellie's
older.
yeah,
She
she
looks older.
This
She
shit's
looks
like
less like
chick's very
she looks less
butch.
like Ellen
Ellen Page.
Page. Yes.
When she shot the fucking I don't even know what the fuck they call them.
The
Clickers?
The clickers, yeah.
There was no clicker.
There's no clickers in the show.
Whatever the zombie, whatever the fuck it was.
There was no zombie.
It was under the. She was under the car.
That was a
She had
person?
She had a
A chick.
Regular
popped the
person.
shot at
Regular
you.
person. Yeah.
shot it to chick
That
in
was
the head.
vicious.
That was
That was
The
vicious.
way she shot it in the head, that shit looked real.
That's what I'm saying,
I was like,
man.
I felt bad for the bad guy. I was like, yo, if
like-
you look under a car, you get popped
Dude,
the
do you
head. That's a
remember
terrible way to
when
go.
when I was playing
Sure, who's that?
when I was playing part 1, I remember when there was one part of the game and I was killing all the living dudes and there was one and I had the pistol. The guy said, no, like that. And I shot him in the fucking eye.
And you
Yeah.
felt bad.
And I
about
was like, dude, that felt horrible. Like, I felt, and you saw the bullet like go through his eye, and he's like dead. And there's a bullet hole through his fucking eye, and I'm like, this game is, I can't. This,
Well,
it's
they
too
learned how to get
fucking
you-
realistic.
It gets you emotional.
They
It's
learned.
like,
They learned how to
dude.
make you mad or sad about killing things.
Yo,
in
you don't
games
want to
now.
fucking kill,
Wow.
man.
Nah, this is the first game
Wow.
that ever
'Cause they
made
did
me
it in
like.
Nier, and I was like, I can't do this. I can't kill these things.
But there's some
Yo.
motherfuckers that you just want.
Oh, no,
to
some of
fight.
you do.
Yeah.
Oh no, when
easily.
in Detroit, I was like, I'm killing this.
Yeah,
man.
that motherfucker. I was
I am
watching it with
killing
you. I said
him.
that motherfucker's gotta go.
So there's
now.
no doubt about it when you do something wrong, and I feel like I need to blast you in the face.
Kev,
but
did you play Last of Us?
if you're saying
I did.
forgive me
Yeah.
or whatever,
played-
I don't know if I could do that.
You never played it? Oh.
No, no PlayStation.
Wait,
I don't wanna-
Chuck,
I don't wanna
you
ruin
never
it.
played Last of Us?
No,
You
no
ain't got no PlayStation.
Oh shit, it's only for PlayStation. I thought Xbox released. No,
Nah.
Nope.
No.
But
love.
the first,
No,
the beginning of the game was so emotional.
Oh yeah, nah, that's too much.
That shit got me. I was like,
That's too much.
That was
So
It's like,
yeah, that
shit.
was
Stream it.
foul.
Chuck has to stream it.
yeah, no.
yeah, that
You
was-
gotta-
yeah.
I don't want to say anything.
Okay.
You got to play it.
No, that's when they started learning to
Chuck-
get emotional with stuff.
Yeah.
And I was like, ooh, man.
I'm big
I'll
on
lend you-
emotions in games and music and all
No,
that stuff. But that shit, The way they
Some
were
things
doing
you
it,
just shouldn't do.
the way they were doing it, I was happy when the game ended. It ended. I'm like, I'm
No,
I'm
They
done.
totally did a movie.
it's
done.
a roller
You do a
coaster.
movie.
I was like,
man.
I'm done.
You
I
really
can't-
feel
I
like
can't.
you're like, oh shit. You feel for every character in the
It
game.
was you're playing a movie.
You are.
You're playing a movie.
Oh.
But it is.
It's awesome though.
What? What spider?
Spider. I don't see no fucking
see
spider. I
I
see
don't-
nothing.
Damn it.
I see
Everyone's
air.
looking the wrong way.
Dude, we're live right now. What the hell's going on?
Does anyone know where it
What's
is?
going on? I don't know what the
Is it
hell
on my
he's
head?
talking
It's
about.
gone. It's
gone.
already.
It's gone.
It's already.
All right, so the final game we got right here before we peace out is probably my top 3 of the entire E3.
Well, before
Oh,
you
it's
do
right
that,
here.
yeah, there you go.
There you
Oh,
go.
But
it's like,
what
what
did
the
you
fuck,
think?
Spider?
It's a baby.
What?
No, I'm saying, what did you think of The Last of Us, though?
I thought it was
Awesome.
I thought it was great.
Looks good.
It made me scared to play it because
Yeah.
I know it's gonna fuck me up.
It's gonna be rough.
completely. It's gonna be rough to get
Plus,
through.
hiding the way they were and the way she was getting shot with arrows and stuff. I'm
It's-
like,
it's
how do
getting-
you pull it out?
it's
Like,
getting
that's
too
part
real.
of the game.
It's
I like
it's
that.
getting too real, and it's. I know I'm gonna love the game.
I'm not going to play the scene like that.
It's just. It's
I'm going to be ready for my life.
It's getting too fucked up.
I'm a sicko.
Who's buying it day one?
I'd buy that day one.
So you're gonna be the first of us.
I'm
Kev,
Next game.
All
Next game.
Fuck
Next
this
game.
game.
Next
Let's
game.
just
That's
end
the last of
podcast.
it.
Next game.
That's the last of it. We're
Well,
done.
let's just fucking end the podcast.
That's the last of
Just
it.
fucking
Last of the podcast.
can't fucking deal anymore.
So, biggest moment of E3 is coming up. This is the announcement that was it
you
made
better
me
kill that beer fast.
it made me holler
We're about to wrap
with
up.
joy,
Mm-hmm.
scream. I actually said, "Oh!"
Ew, man.
No,
never
he
did
does
that.
scream like that.
No,
Check
I
out the
didn't.
verses.
Exactly.
That's how he screams in verses.
No, but it was exactly like that. No game that they announced like that made me have a reaction like this because I've been dying for this. No,
And what game is that?
Resident Evil.
Oh.
Remake.
Yeah, buddy.
This might have been one of the most impressive things I've ever seen.
Yeah.
I was beyond.
They tricked the hell out of me
Beyond
because I
blown
heard that there was a mouse VR game that was supposed to be the shit, like the best VR game that they made, right?
mouse
a
VR
mouse,
game.
yeah, mouse. And I'm like, this must be it. You're a mouse. You're running around. This looks crazy. What could it be?
Nope.
And then
I ain't
I hear,
playing
I'm like, what's this arguing in the back? This ain't no mouse. What is the way you hear people fighting over there? What kind of levels are these? And then they knock over the shit and the mouse gets smashed. I was like, oh, this ain't no mouse game.
That motherfucker's dead already.
He's dead as hell. And then I see the dude get his neck bit. I'm like, what is this? What could it be? Because they didn't show the other game because it could be the other zombie game. Days Gone.
Days Gone.
And I'm like, they didn't show Days
Oh, I
Gone.
forgot
Is this
about
Days
Days Gone.
Gone? And I'm like, no, because then what you call popped in. A cop popped in.
Yeah.
And he was like, is it him? Is it him? And I still couldn't tell because he looked a little different.
He
to
looked
me.
different. Yeah, he looked
And I was
different.
like, nah, this has got to be Resident Evil because that's Leon. And then they showed
Raccoon
Raccoon City Police Department.
Yeah.
They showed that, and I was like, no way,
Yep.
because it looked better than I could have ever imagined.
No, it's way
it.
better. A million times.
Way better.
A million
because
times
I had
better than
I had the
anything.
doubt. I casted the doubt that it might be first person because it's using the Resident Evil 7
Yeah.
the engine.
Yeah.
So I was like, I
Thank
hope
God it was.
I knew they
not.
couldn't do that. I knew they couldn't do that. You can't make a
it's
remake of a
not.
third person to a
Third
first person.
person.
That's
Why?
not a remake.
Why do that?
it's third
Yeah,
person.
makes
It's
no
behind the
sense.
back like Resident
Yep.
Evil 4.
Yeah,
It's like Resident Evil 4.
And the shit
It-
looks beyond scary.
No,
Yeah,
it was fucking
Beyond
terrifying.
scary.
No,
At
it's-
first, I was excited. I said, "Oh shit! I can't wait to play this."
we were talking. You're like, I don't know if I can play that
I
part.
don't
I'm like,
know.
dude,
I'm
the
not
whole game's gonna be like that. So you're
because
gonna
they
have to.
showed it and it looks hard to play. First
Telling
of
you
all,
right now, I'm not
zombies.
playing
They
that
said
game.
if you get bit
I love it.
twice,
No?
your ass
Hell
is
no.
gone.
love
I'm watching
right?
y'all play that.
Like 3 times.
I
it's
fuck with
over.
Resident Evil all the time.
Right.
I'll always
And
fuck
I'm
with
seeing-
Resident
I
Evil.
love that
first
shit.
person.
I'm
I love that
watching
shit.
y'all play that.
They're like your weapon. You can't shoot all the zombies. You have to run around almost all the zombies in the game, else you're gonna run out of bullets.
That's like part one. Part one, you gotta,
Yeah.
you gotta conserve.
I
part one.
could shoot like 5.
No.
No, and this one they're like, you see them, you have to try and maneuver around them, and they will grab you when you're
Because
dead.
you're gonna run out of bullets. That's
but they're
the way it
always
was.
gonna
That's
be
Resident Evil.
there.
That's
Is that, the
Resident
way,
Evil.
is that the way it was in
Sitting
2?
there.
Way it was in 2? Like,
No,
did
no,
you run
no,
out of
no, no.
ammo? No, you didn't run out of ammo like that.
can't just go unload on these things like
No,
constantly.
you couldn't do that in 2.
No,
you
but
did
they
that
didn't.
too.
You didn't really run out of ammo though. That
You
wasn't a
did.
big
Part
deal.
one was more
Yeah.
scarce than 2.
No, part 1 was way more
Easily.
scarce than
One
2.
was
Dude,
like, yo,
this
where
was
the
more
fuck
of
are
an
the
action
bullets?
game.
Spoiler alert, but the Terminator, that shit scared the fuck out of me. Remember when I fucking
It was terrifying. He's
Yeah, there were a lot of parts in part 2 that was scary as hell. But this one, like they hinted at a
that
liquor.
game.
They said they didn't even
that
show you
motherfucker was
I
like,
will
like
watch
the
it.
actual intro
They showed
to
for like
a
2
liquor.
seconds when
They
the
showed
fucking
that they were
dude-
there,
you think you kill him, and
but
he's
they
like, he
didn't
comes
show
back?
you like the actual scenes. And they said that the game is similar, but everything
changed.
is moved.
They moved things around. Some
Yeah.
things are in areas that you remember, but
Yeah,
they
yeah.
moved a lot of things.
The game is completely
Around.
It's a
from the
full
ground
remake.
up.
I'll never
different.
forget the mirror.
I'm good.
And
Oh,
they said
God.
that there
I
is.
guarantee that's in there. I
They
guarantee.
said it won't
Yo,
be where
I'll
you think.
never forget that.
Yeah, they'll
It
probably
won't
change
be
it where it
where you
was. They'll probably change
Oh,
where it
yeah.
is.
You remember the mirror?
Oh yeah, of course.
Oh my
I don't
god,
If you
remember-
played
I never-
Resident Evil
I
2,
never-
that was
show
the
them mirror.
scariest shit.
Nope.
Literally,
Just be
I
careful when you
dropped the
pick up your first
controller.
aid.
When you pick up the first aid, just be like, "You're about to pop out, aren't you, motherfucker?" Oh, there
Yo.
it goes.
Nope.
But how terrifying that game looked and how great it looked
Hell
had
no.
me. It has me too scared. Like I didn't play Resident Evil 7 yet. It has me too scared to play.
Nope.
Yeah, it
The
really
game.
is.
And I really want to play Resident Evil 2 again.
dude, it's
And I
really
might
bad.
just have to play the PS1 again.
Dude, I'll tell you what's fucked up. One of the
You guys
worst.
play that.
One of the worst parts of it, of the trailer, or is it the trailer or the gameplay? There was
They showed-
Leon
yeah.
stumbled upon like a zombie that was already dead.
A person.
Or was it
That was
just
a person.
That was a person. The dude's the left side of his face, like
Ripped off.
Completely
like
ripped.
like it was like ripped off, and you see the tendons and the pulling. I was just, I'm like, I
The graphics
can't
are too much now.
do this
it's-
shit, man.
If you
It's-
get your
like
face ripped like that when you're playing, I can't play.
no, man.
If I'm like, oh, so what's that?
Resident Evil 7
It's-
VR. That was insane. It was like,
I don't know how you,
oh my god.
I don't know how you played through that. Cause,
No, I don't know
I
how.
don't know
either.
either. I don't know either.
I might just watch you because I'm not gonna play it.
Because I'll tell you right now, like, bring me back to 5 and 6 where I have, like, unlimited ammo.
I played
shooting
2 on
everything.
easy.
Damn, man.
I played 2 on easy for
Mad
PlayStation, and you had unlimited
What?
machine gun,
Mad
and I was
shook.
like, yo, I could just blast everybody.
I
away.
knew you played on easy.
No, I just when I
got-
played it last,
Oh,
I didn't play it on easy. I didn't even know that existed. until then.
Oh, okay.
But no, it wasn't a hard game. Resident Evil 2 wasn't a hard game.
No,
One was a hard game.
Yeah.
one was hard.
One
now
was
this looks-
extremely difficult.
This looks just like Part 1's remake.
Yeah,
as far as how hard,
This
if not
looks-
harder.
This is very
Part 1
intimidating.
remake was hard too. Jesus.
Yo, but
But now
it was.
I just don't like having zombies in the room. I want to kill them so when I come back, they're not there.
They're not there,
I
yeah.
can't run around them so when
Yeah.
I come back, they're
Or
always
go
there.
back to the same spot and they're
Yeah,
waiting for you.
I can't do that.
No.
I bought Resident Evil 2 day one, and I remember coming here, and I fucking played it in this basement.
I remember watching it.
And
No.
the shit that scared me the fucking most
No.
was the goddamn mirror in
That's
that room.
really bad. That's really bad.
If you
And
didn't jump
go
from
in-
that, you're not human.
And
That's bad.
I remember I dropped the controller, and I said, "Oh shit!" Everybody in the room. It was you. You were here, right? Were you here? I don't know if you were here.
It was like
You
seven
would
of us.
vividly
dude.
you here?
remember.
I don't think I remember that.
so
No.
no.
I
don't
don't remember
remember.
that scene. I remember
I
the
know Eric
Terminator
was in.
scenes.
Oh yeah, we hit
Oh, the
pause.
Terminator scene. Shit,
Nah.
that was even worse.
They showed him for like half a second on what he
did.
looks like. Fuck that shit.
Nah, I'm good.
Fuck that. Shit.
I'm good.
That's
I
just
can
gonna
I
be-
can watch you guys play it.
I'm telling you, Last of Us 2 and Resident Evil 2 remake are gonna be two of the most difficult games to get through.
You said 2-3 times.
2, yeah, that's right. 2 and
the
2.
sequels.
All I know is I'm gonna wear my.
I feel
brown
that every
pants
good game
while
is a
that game's
sequel.
playing.
Did they say when
Yeah.
Resident Evil 2 is coming out?
January
2019.
By the way,
Comes out on my birthday.
Is it 25th?
Yeah.
Why aren't you getting it? dude?
Nah, chill.
Well, looks like someone's getting a present.
Negative.
Hey,
Negative. I will trade that shit in.
Sticks. We were talking right before you came down when you were away.
I was here the whole time, man.
he was under the table, yo.
No,
He was
fucking,
standing so still, you
we
couldn't
were
see him.
saying that after like they make the first game, they make the sequel. It's better, right?
But now
And then they
everyone's-
make the third one, and then it's a
It's crap.
prequel.
it's crap.
Why do they do that?
It
Why
was
do
a
they
crap
do
game.
prequels? Why
It
do
was,
they
a,
do
it was. You know what the real sequel to Part 2 was? It was Code Veronica. It was not 3. So everyone asking for a 3 remake, that's not gonna happen.
Nah, yeah.
But you know what they're doing.
You don't
The
need
second-
you don't need
Well,
a
That's
listen,
just two side
Resident
stories.
This is why I hate the
Resident
internet.
Evil 3
Listen,
was
the
Wait a
second-
minute, wait a minute.
Jill.
That's
Listen,
Jill.
Jill
the
the
second
entire
they
time.
announced Resident Evil 2, they said, "Oh, can't wait. Hope they make Resident Evil 3." Shut up.
No, you
Shut
don't.
up.
No,
Three
I,
sucks.
All right,
Nemesis is the worst.
Three is probably one of the worst Resident Evils, but
was
it
the
wasn't a
worst.
bad
It wasn't a
game.
bad game.
It
It
does
just doesn't
not
belong
need. It
there.
does not need another
Actually-
remake. It
Actually,
does not.
the worst one
Switch.
was
Just go straight to Code Veronica.
The worst one.
If you're gonna
wanna
redo
do
it,
Code Veronica
something?
was ill.
if you're
Code
gonna redo it,
Veronica
just go
is-
straight to that.
Yes,
Follow the
co-sign
storyline.
that.
Umbrella.
I will
something?
co-sign that.
No. It was
Corpse.
first person.
They should have a downloadable content Part 3.
It came
It
out
was like 10 hours. Like, it's that long. It's like 2 hours.
the worst Resident Evil.
Resident Evil Hunter
Wasn't the Umbrella Corps? It was the
Yeah, it was.
no.
Yeah, it was.
No,
And
it
there was a
wasn't.
Game Boy one. Game Boy
No,
Color.
no,
that was
it
bad too.
It was a first person Resident Evil,
I know he's talking about.
and it came out for PS2.
Yeah, I forgot
And
the
it
name
actually
of it,
did
though.
come out. It was fucking
It was
horrible.
pretty bad. Yeah.
Holy shit!
They were all
That
pretty
Code
bad
Veronica,
then.
though.
No, it was bad.
They
They're
had
all
mad
pretty
bullets in
bad
that game. I was like, yeah.
It was bad.
Man, I could
Bro-
play this.
I loved it when I got to the second disc
You
and
had
it
to go
didn't
to a
boot up.
payphone.
That was one
I
problem
remember
with
that.
multi-disc games. I bought it used. Second disc never worked.
That
So luckily, you can copy games for the Dreamcast, or else I would have been burnt.
Oh shit!
Well, maybe you shouldn't have said that out loud either.
No, I bought
too
it.
late.
Who cares?
I bought it. I bought the game.
Sega's way too broke to go after.
Yeah,
him.
right. Sega's like, They're like,
I'm not the
yeah, I
only
know.
one for Dreamcast, damn it.
Sega's like, yeah, we know.
Matter of fact, the amount of games I bought for Dreamcast, you can let that slide.
Sega's like, hold
Hell
my
yeah,
beer.
man!
I bought a game a week for Dreamcast, for real.
Seriously.
I love the Dreamcast.
I
Now,
bought
me
mad
too.
games for Dreamcast.
Me too.
They're going to come out with a Dreamcast Mini eventually, I'm sure.
Nope.
I don't know about
No,
that.
I
I
don't
don't think that's happening.
What do you got to put? No, he ain't putting nothing in
Just like they were gonna come out with the Dreamcast 2.
Yeah.
That never happened.
They were supposed to.
Microsoft. It's called the Xbox.
There's still hope.
It's called the Xbox.
Nah, no.
Watch the history.
Now for E3, just real fast, there was no Final Fantasy 7, no Shenmue 3, and no Metroid Prime 4.
Nope.
Whatever.
Did we
No.
expect Shenmue 3? No.
Disappointed or
Did I expect Final
understand it.
Fantasy? No.
Disappointed.
If they're not going to be out,
I'm not disappointed because they had a lot of stuff.
they had a lot of stuff. Yeah, it's like,
Nah,
I know at
man.
this point.
At
It's
least
like,
say, hey,
There's a lot of
we're,
stuff
we're
on it.
working on it. Just say that, and that's it.
Well,
You don't even have to show anything.
I'm actually.
They
already
I think
said that.
Yeah, I think Square said like later
Oh, yeah.
afterwards they said that they are working on it.
Punch Out. too?
No,
Let me stop, let me stop.
Square's working
Final
on Punch Out.
Fantasy.
Yeah.
Damn it!
they are working on Final Fantasy.
Where was
but-
Ridge Racer?
Yeah, they said that they were a little premature with the announcement
because it wasn't nearly
Yeah,
done.
it
Plus
wasn't
they
really
scrapped
not-
it and started it over.
Exactly. So
Motherfuckers.
they were a little premature with it. Metroid Prime 4, I don't think there was any place in E3 for it. There
Listen,
was
this is
enough
why-
of stuff announced for that.
This is why people wanted to hear announcements for those games now, because 2020 new systems are going to be announced or released, and we're getting pretty close to that. So if you got a game that's going to have multiple discs, like a like a chapter release game that's going to take a long time to come out, they don't want that to come out the last year of the system because this might as well come out for PS5.
And if it's not ready, don't show it. I don't care to see it
And
if it's
that's
not
a-
ready. If it's not
PS5
ready, don't
ain't-
show it.
PS5 ain't gonna be a system.
they need to wait. They need to
It's just going to be a cloud.
It's gonna be a
till
cloud service.
2022.
I'm tired of
service.
It's like, I'm not ready for a new system in 2
goddamn
years, man.
consoles.
Imagine that
man.
shit though. Imagine they like,
I'm not-
This is
That's
literally
what it
like-
is though.
Like literally right
lot
now.
of people got them
Imagine
late.
this. Imagine this.
Xbox is going to have a
I've
new
had this
system
for a
next year.
long time.
I got my Xbox One Super.
Yeah,
late.
right.
This came out with the X.
Hypothetical.
I was mad cheap.
Xbox Scarlet.
Those don't count. That's a PS2. That's a
power
PS
of
Mini.
The power
That's
of the
a
cloud.
that's an Xbox Mini.
It's an Xbox Mini.
Yeah. As far as the release titles, the X isn't a new release.
It's not a new release. But
That's like
it's
the
No,
mini
it's,
system.
no,
It's
it's
the
just to play 4K games. That's it.
Yeah.
That's the only real difference.
But that's like all the systems. Everything that came out in the middle of their run, they had another system, another iteration of the system. These are just more powerful. That was the first time they ever did a more powerful one.
right.
Like
Still,
they usually
though, it's
take
like,
away. Like you know how many PlayStations they had? Like 4 to 5.
But
of them.
you think that they come out with those mid generation consoles to extend the generation life cycle?
No,
You think?
not at all. Life
They
cycle
do
is
it to
7.
drain your wallet.
Now, real fast to wrap up. Everyone's pick one game that you were most impressed with.
Zelda
Fantastic.
Breath of the Wild 2.
Kev.
I'm still playing. I'm kidding. Most impressed
In
with
his mind.
Out of everything you've seen,
Spider-Man.
E3,
I was
Spider-Man?
Spider-Man and Resident Evil. Yeah,
I
Resident
said
Evil
one, motherfucker.
I
Pick
can't.
one.
Resident
Pick
Evil 2.
one.
Resident Evil 2. No, Spider-Man. Got me with Spider-Man.
Sticks.
Nah, it's Resident Evil 2.
Resident Evil 2.
But Battletoads is a surprise.
Last of Us.
Last of Us 2. Okay.
I'm gonna go with Devil May Cry 5.
No Halo?
Devil Crew.
They didn't show any footage. That's the only thing, and they said Halo Infinite, not Halo 6.
It's not DMC.
So
it's not
until
DMC.
I see more,
That's
Devil
true.
May Cry 5.
You
I
just
like
see,
DLC
It's not
5.
DMC.
see
I
Master
like DLC
Chief
5.
cooking something.
It's very, 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 very. You said Chief. You didn't say.
I know,
You suck.
I mean, Master
You
Chef.
should. See,
Wow.
you suck. You can't even tell the bad joke right.
Chief
I
Boyardee.
would say. There's too many. I want to say Resident Evil 2, but I'm going to say I'm gonna go with my heart.
Fire Emblem.
Fire Emblem Three Houses, man. I got that. It's the music that sold me so much. I fucking love that.
I like the soldier formation with that also.
That
That's
looked
awesome.
really fucking awesome.
Yeah, I'm gonna change it to Fire Emblem. I'm sorry, Resident Evil, and sorry, Spider-Man. Fire Emblem. I'm gonna go with 3 houses.
No Last of Us.
All
too,
right.
huh?
You said. I said Last of Us. didn't I?
Fire Emblem.
Okay. Okay.
3 apartments. All
Okay,
right,
Kev, dude, I'm
Nah,
gonna throw
we gotta
these
now. We
fucking
gotta cut it
headphones
off.
over.
Cut it off. It's over.
we're gonna-
Subscribe. Thanks.
They're not going to. You heard what he just said?
Thanks for.
If you want to hear more of that,
Yeah, if you want to hear more of this garbage,
You want to hear this fucking trash
Just,
that he's saying? Get on the Twitch, get on the Twitter, get on the
Yeah.
Instagram.
you can
Make
always
sure you
listen to us.
subscribe.
Like,
you can
follow,
always. We can
subscribe.
mute him if you want.
And comment.
Leave it in the comments.
Please comment.
If you'd like to have Kev muted for half the show, let us know in the comments.
Turn
Check the
Motherfucker's mic
podcast
off.
out live on Twitch every other Wednesday, 8 o'clock p.m.
These mics are color coded. I can rip it out.
YouTube channel, 12 o'clock noon every single freaking day.
Freaking.
Like, subscribe, follow us on all that. And we'll
I'm
see
sorry.
you guys
all,
again soon.
Wait, what was that? All about?
All that.
And let us know what you guys liked at E3. Your favorite games. Leave them
yeah.
in the comments and all that good
yeah.
stuff.
Can't
Let us
take
know
this
what
guy
you
anywhere.
liked.
Bye bye.
We'll see you.
We're out.
guys.
We getting some wings. We
Thank
hungry.